working. Okay.
You ready?
Ready.
All right. I'm Scott.
And I'm Phil.
And I'm Trae.
Well, they finally got me to play Final Fantasy 14. And, oh boy, this movie has themes.
Got him.
So,
What
do you think of this?
Yeah, happy Asmongold starting Final Fantasy 14 day.
Yeah.
Yeah, today's the day he's gonna jump in and give it a go. So
That's
you're
today.
not the only ones being thrust into Eorzea.
Oh, yeah. Well,
for the
there
first
was-
time this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but we'll, I guess we'll get into that a little bit
We'll
later.
get into that.
You get
Ooh.
into it.
So, what you guys been doing? What you been doing?
Just playing Final Fantasy 14 for
That's
the most part. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of 14,
Yeah.
training people on Diamond Extreme last night.
Yeah.
Got them up to snuff. It was a good time.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, you know. Outside of that, dealing with
Like Diamond Weapon?
Diamond Weapon, yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah, there's a lot of shorthand when it comes to a lot of these like dungeons and trials.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have like weird, crazy names, like the Tower at Paradigm's Breach, and it's like, okay, well, we don't want to have to say that every time we speak about it. So people call it Tower, people call it Paradigm, however it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do have the
Just
Diamond
shorten it.
Weapons, exactly.
Yeah.
You got or the weapons. Of course, you had Emerald Weapon. That was the one previously to Diamond. You had Sapphire, which is really, really cool, and I would love to talk about that. But if you're going to play the game, I'm not going to talk about that
Right.
because it's a cool surprise. It's a really, really cool surprise.
New weapon.
Well, yeah. Well, it's not.
Okay.
You can't see it coming.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't care how imaginative you are. You can't see it coming.
Awesome.
You know, it's really,
That's
really
pretty
good.
awesome. Yeah.
So,
Stoked.
yeah. But I mean, it's been a good time. A whole bunch of new players, a lot of people to introduce to the game, the systems, the story. Cool.
It's a lot to introduce.
It is.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a lot.
We'll get to that in a minute.
All right.
Yeah. So, news.
What is the news?
The news.
What is news?
So Sony.
We may never know.
Mhm.
Sony bought Housemarque
Mm-hmm.
and Bluepoint.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did they do again?
Oh well, Bluepoint's been doing all the remasters lately.
Exactly.
You know,
okay.
so they did the remake of Demon's Souls.
Demon's
Oh, okay. Cool.
They did the HD collection for Metal Gear Solid. They did the remake of Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, okay.
They did the original HD remaster of Shadow of the Colossus. They did.
So many Shadow of the
Yeah.
Colossus HD.
They've mostly been doing other people's games,
Yeah.
and a lot of them have been Sony IPs. Oh, Sapphire Weapon. You
Don't
got some
ruin
Sapphire
it.
Weapon
Yeah,
comments over here.
yeah, right. Yeah, we'll be talking about it. Well, you can't. One does not simply farm Sapphire Weapon.
Oh.
But we could still talk about it.
Yeah.
We can definitely talk about it. But definitely we'll do some Diamond tonight, Lime.
Oh.
Yeah, got Cronus is clear, so we're ready to go.
But yeah, so they've done a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff, and then Housemarque. What did they did? Returnal.
They did
recently.
Returnal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I mean, Ars? What's that game called?
Well, they were pretty
before
much-
that. They did Outland. They did
Yeah,
Super Stardust
yeah.
Ultra. They did what was the other? They did another shmup. Another
Resogun.
Resogun. That's
Yeah.
that's what I remember.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
Alien Nation.
This was just a
they
brilliant
did-
move by
yeah.
Sony.
absolutely.
A really, really smart move.
Mhm.
But it wasn't Bluepoint directly. I thought they purchased a company that owns
Oh, is that what it is?
Bluepoint. Yes,
Oh,
and
okay,
they were
I
in talks about
misunderstood
that. But I mean, the implications there are absolutely massive.
Oh, absolutely.
Now it's remake 30.
Mhm.
Right? Yeah, seriously. These are
We're
the
gonna have
things-
even more remakes.
I mean, it's the current trend, right?
Hey, man,
If they're on the
go for
quality
it.
of Demon's Souls,
Yeah, I was about to say, if
Exactly.
it's a good remake, then why
Yeah.
why
Bring
not?
it on.
because
Yeah.
these are obviously passionate developers that when they're trying to remake a game, they really think about
Yeah,
what
and this is
this
Sony
game?
and not EA, so
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
probably
right, yeah,
less
yeah.
less
And
chance
then-
that.
Then this means that Sony could potentially get that particle engine that was used in Returnal.
And,
Oh boy!
man.
I started playing Returnal again actually last night. I've been doing like
Good, man.
I just do the
I've
daily
been waiting.
challenges.
Yeah.
Well, it just takes so damn long
I
to
know.
run the game. Like you can't be like, oh, it's 2 a.m.
Right.
I'm just gonna play a little Returnal. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't work.
Just to kind of wind myself down,
Right,
You
you know
know,
what I'm
because you're
saying?
going to be playing for several hours.
Yeah, like 5 hours,
Yeah.
right? So it's like it just doesn't really work. But the challenges do work for that.
Yeah.
So I'll jump in there and play. And you know, after taking that break and then coming back to it, you know, it's that game is a piece of art. I mean, it's really magnificent. You know, the way that sound design comes together with the actual just the graphics of the game and the engine, the gameplay itself. It feels so good just to play it. You know, and so
the soundtrack's wonderful. Dude.
It's ridiculously good. It's ridiculously
so
good.
atmospheric. I can't wait till you get to boss 4.
Okay.
Yeah, it's boss 4.
I don't know when that'll happen because
be
I
a
need to
minute.
have like 5 or 6 hours to play Returnal. Very
Set some time aside.
I mean, really, you just got to get started early in the day and be like, "This is what I'm doing today."
Yep. Yeah,
I'm playing Returnal.
I am playing Returnal.
We're not watching movies. We're not watching shows.
Nope.
No anime for the day.
Nope.
Today is Returnal Day.
It's Returnal and bathroom breaks.
Right, exactly.
That's fucking it.
Right. Fortunately, they do give us a pause.
Yeah.
That's good.
Man.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I have not picked it back up since I didn't do the last thing in the game. So I'm not, completely done with it, but I played a lot of it for a short period of time, and I think I got over it too quick. I think that's the thing.
Well, I mean, we in that short period of time when everything started going wonky, man, like we were playing it constantly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, every day we were on Returnal.
And a little bit of wonk can throw you off for a little while.
Oh yeah,
you know?
especially when it's like game breaking wonk.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, well,
absolutely.
you can't proceed any further, and you have to delete your entire
It's like,
save
well,
file. It's
well,
like, okay,
I guess I'm not playing this
time
anymore.
to move on. And that was a week before Resident Evil 8.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So then
man,
RE8 came
fucked
out.
your timing all up.
There it
didn't
is, right?
Yeah.
So how do you get back to having Returnal time?
Yeah.
You know, that's difficult.
Yeah, I got to beat Resident Evil
Okay,
7
but,
times.
but that brings up another possibility, right? Like now that Sony owns Housemarque, Sony might be like, okay, well, we're gonna have you guys implement a save functionality because we want this game to be bigger than what it is for us as our brand.
Right.
Well, I think
Well,
they
and they
noticed people
can.
falling off on playtime for this.
Right.
They had to
Yeah.
have, but a bunch of people play. I bet most people looked like our playtimes, where it's like a shit ton at the beginning and then immediate drop off.
Yeah.
Pretty much to nothing because again, can I set aside Returnal time? Can I really do that?
You shouldn't have to set aside time to enjoy a game. Even Final Fantasy 14, all right, and it's all in all of its vast MMO glory.
Yeah.
I can pop in, play for like 30 minutes,
Yeah,
and
and
accomplish
then pop
something,
right-
do
yeah,
something,
pop
and
right
get
out.
out.
Right.
Right.
You can't pop a duty.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Well, I could
yeah.
pop a duty,
You
you
could
could pop
pop
a
it.
trials roulette and fight a boss real quick. Seriously, I could do a trials roulette, a normal raid, and both of those are going to take maybe 6 minutes, 7 minutes apiece.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it might be depending on what it is. You might have to focus a little bit, but
Right,
still, you can play the game in bite-sized pieces.
Yeah.
Returnal, you don't have that option
No,
outside
you
of
gotta-
the one
Have you
mission
had-
per day.
Have you had rest mode issues with your PS5?
Yes, I think all
Do you
PS5s
still
do.
have rest mode
Yes.
issues?
If I put my PS5 into rest mode, the first thing I do whenever I power it up for the first time is power cycle it. If you don't, in a lot of cases, my controller, for some odd reason, I won't be able to actually manipulate the cross hotbar or anything. But my PlayStation button works. And so I'll hit
Weird.
that, and I'll be able to manipulate that menu, but I can't do anything else. And
Fucking weird.
Until I reset the whole thing. Yeah, it's problematic.
Man. So here's some other Sony issues. What's up with this mother thing, man?
Oh, yeah. Sony's been copyright claiming a lot of mother videos on YouTube, like Let's Plays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not specifically for well, here's why. One of their like companies, the one that it's like a record distributor or something like.
Oh, yeah.
Put out.
It's still under
Sony-
Sony. It says
It's
Sony.
still under
Yeah.
Sony, but it's kind of the Sony umbrella almost. They released Mother 2 and Mother 3 soundtracks. So Earthbound and Mother 3, all three of them, soundtracks. So they own the license for, or at least the copyright for the music, but Nintendo owns the IP. So yeah, copyright law is fucked. But now you're getting like this big swell of like Let's Players and stuff that are getting like copyright claims
By
every time,
Sony.
By Sony.
For playing a Nintendo game.
Yeah, for playing
Baffling.
Earthbound
Isn't that crazy?
and Mother 3. Yeah, which is probably why we'll be, and because of this, which is like, you know, it kind of sucks. This is why we'll never see an official release of Mother 3.
It's another reason.
It's another reason, you know.
Well, I mean, it's like with I thought that there was a version of Earthbound where they actually did remix the soundtrack.
Oh.
And so that nullified
I know-
Sony's claim to that license.
Well, I think that's Mother 1
Mother
because
1,
they didn't
yes.
release
Talking about
the
beginnings.
They
Right.
did release
Yes, beginnings. That's what it was.
Yeah,
And
they-
so like that you can stream.
that you can
That
stream.
you can make videos.
Beginnings kind of suck.
Really?
It's like it's not fun.
Oh,
it's
man.
not
Wow.
fun to play. And I mean,
Oh,
I'm
savage.
like, I don't hate Earthbound. It's just, again, that one's kind of hard to play, but I like that one a heck of a lot better than Mother 1.
Yeah.
Like, but no, the reason there's like a loophole in that because they did release the soundtrack, but they had it orchestrated, so it's not the original music.
Right.
So they can't
Yeah.
claim it if you're playing that one. You know.
I just wonder if Nintendo's gonna like lash back or if they even care, right?
I doubt they care.
Yeah, right. I mean, because,
because
they would
it's
be
not
like, you know,
like-
we would have banned them ourselves if we could.
Because
Yeah.
really,
You
it's
know,
really
like we would have
yeah.
taken those videos down, demonetized
Thanks for doing
everyone.
it for us.
Exactly,
Right,
right.
exactly. They
You
don't
know?
care. Well, and two, it's not even like there's a like dude in a room just going through YouTube clicking claims on motherfuckers. It's
Some
the
of it's
algorithm.
it's
It's the
automated,
algorithm.
right?
It's
Yeah.
just as much. It's Sony doesn't care because whatever, they're getting the ad revenue, so just more money.
Yeah.
It's really not even the fault of Sony at this point. It's just YouTube's shitty fucking algorithm.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, man.
So, I mean, but are these videos being affected on any other platforms? I know that they're being affected on YouTube specifically, but on any other platforms?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I
Because
mean,
Metallica got took down on Twitch.
yeah, yeah.
That makes me so happy.
That's so good.
That's, I mean,
That's-
and
that's so
I
funny.
I still consider myself a Metallica fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as from a business aspect, like they're like EA
Oh,
or
man,
McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
screw you guys, like
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to. You care about your pockets more than you care about your fans. And one thing is, you're Metallica, so the money's gonna come. Like,
Yeah,
you
really.
don't-
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that.
What he's really saying is, fuck you, Lars Ulrich.
Yeah, sorry.
There you go.
Sorry, bro.
With your big ass head.
I mean, you're a beast of a drummer. Yeah, let's be real about
he
it.
used to be. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Has he fallen off?
he's. Well, man, in like sometime around the Black album, he was like, double bass is just too 80s, and he just stopped using it. I'm
Right.
going like,
Yeah, but that's about the time.
fuck is your problem?
Yeah, well, that's about the time I stopped listening to Metallica.
There-
You know what I'm
so-
saying? So there we go. You go into like load and reload. I'm like,
and it's
"Eh."
okay. It's okay.
I
but
bought
that's,
I bought both
you know,
albums.
That's
you know,
but that's the dawn of butt rock.
right,
is load and
exactly.
reload.
Load and it's called load.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
called load.
Give me fuel,
Yeah.
give me fire, give me
Get
that
this
with that
load.
desire.
Wow.
It's like, oh God, whatever. Ride
Yeah,
the
man.
lightning, man. Let's like,
Yeah,
let's
that's
take it
that good
back.
shit, dude.
Yeah, kill them all. Let's go.
Yeah.
you know?
I almost played the intro to Creeping Death when we did the of the Dead thing. I was
Oh, nice.
Let's go.
Uh,
Oh shit.
yeah. So Dune was delayed again.
Again.
Yeah,
Wah.
but it turns out
COVID.
that I was completely wrong. I thought Dune was coming out next holiday. It's coming out this holiday, and
Yeah.
it's only been delayed like a month.
Yeah. It's,
So,
it's,
So
instead
still,
of
it's 2021 still?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's
it's
early.
2021
In
still.
my
You're
mind, it's
right.
early. Yeah, this is good news.
works
to me. This is like a negative delay.
yeah. Well, because
Negative
originally
edge.
they were going to be releasing it on October 1st.
Yeah.
Now
Right.
it's like October 21st.
Yeah, and it's because they didn't want to compete with what they say.
Understandable. Movies do that shit all the time.
What? Yeah, but what's coming out that they care to?
I don't know,
Remember,
but-
there's some things.
I don't know.
Who fucking
the
cares?
The
Dune.
Furiosa movie?
Is it a Marvel movie?
No, not that. No, maybe Black Widow.
Maybe Black
I don't
Widow.
know.
Maybe
Is that going to be a movie or a
Shang-Chi.
show?
You know
That's
what?
a movie.
That's a
I don't
movie?
have any
Yeah.
idea. I just know Dune is coming out this year.
That's what I don't even wait for movies anymore. I hardly
Dude,
wait for
let's
games.
go.
'cause
Let's
I just
fucking go see
expect
Dune in the theater.
when
let's
it-
let's
let's
do that
see
shit
when it
because
comes
it's
out.
gonna be.
When it comes out, we can have that conversation.
Yeah,
You know, like you try to set aside a time, be like, okay, well, you know,
Months
October
from
5th,
now. Yeah.
right, October 5th, we're gonna do this thing, and then October 5th, they're like, actually, we'll be seeing you in 2023.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Like,
Turns out we're gonna have the spaceships in Dune before you get to see this guy. Yeah. We're gonna already terraform Mars, and then you can watch it in the Cinemaplex, right on the red
On
planet.
Mars.
Maybe gets
Watch that
blacklisted. It's
in
like, oh, it's too
IMAX.
accurate. Elon Musk said it's too accurate.
They're just gonna project it on the dome.
So Musk's on that spice. Is that what you're saying?
You know, I mean, isn't he supposed to be going to space with his brother soon? Right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's happening really. In the next
They're
couple
just
weeks.
trying to mine spice. That's
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about this Ghosts of Tsushima director's cut? What you think about that, man?
I'm here for it. I'm
so
totally ready
is
for
it
it.
a free
And it's gonna
upgrade for us?
No. Ghost of Ikishima is going to be the name of it, and it's a $20 upgrade if you already have the game.
That's
Now,
solid.
They're
That's
also
solid.
releasing
So it's
a
like
director's
integrated.
cut. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, so they consider it an expandalone. So it's like an expansion that can stand alone because it's
Like Last Light.
Covers,
Yeah, let's put
exactly,
some more
right?
words together that don't make sense.
And now it becomes
I
a thing.
fucking love
and people are
corporate
like,
speak.
"This is great. We can put money into that." You know what I'm saying? Like,
Expandalone.
expandalone means
Expandalone.
$20 off the rip.
I'm gonna
you
put
know?
my expandalones on. That sounds like some underwear.
It
some
does.
weird
Yeah,
underwear.
yeah, exactly.
I got my
What is
Under
this, by
Armour and my
Hanes?
expandalones. But yeah, so this is supposed to cover
Yes, it does.
an adventure of Jin Sakai before the Mongol invasion. So
Oh, cool.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of a prequel section.
Right.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it's going to show us a lot about some
Leading
things that
up to-
happened
yeah.
before the actual invasion itself. So that should be really, really cool. You know, I've Ghost of Tsushima is what I consider like a coffee table game. It's very similar to like a
yeah.
coffee table book, right? It's one of those things that I can just pick up and jump into and just enjoy.
I
You
still
know,
haven't
just-
played it. I need to.
It's not
I need
hard,
to get
you
on
should,
that. Yeah,
but it's
just
very
kinda go in.
satisfying.
Yeah.
It is.
know?
Oh, the game
Yeah.
isn't hard at all.
No,
like,
it's
you know
not
what I'm
hard.
saying? Like, it's really actually some of those battles. Sure, they get a little dicey, but you can pretty much top out your character before you even get. There are 3 main zones in the game.
Right.
Before you get to that 3rd zone, you can be pretty much leveled all the way.
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like me, and I'm like, I want to find every location.
Oh, yeah,
I want to see
absolutely.
everything.
Yep.
And so,
I'm gonna fight everybody.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So since launch, like
He said it's 30.
It's
not
30.
20.
Oh,
30?
then bam, there we go. Another $10.
Another
Expandalone, baby.
That's
And so
Get that expandalone.
Yeah, right. But like it's one of those
I don't
things
know
that
if I
I
wanna buy
just
something
don't
called
want to
Expandalone.
finish.
No,
well,
but,
it
no, but
makes
you want them
sense,
monsties.
right?
I do. Yeah. Oh yeah. I
You
want
want
those
your
He does want
monsties.
I
those
totally
monsties.
want those monsties, man.
You know, like the
I'm gonna
concept of expandalone, I think, is
Yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
I like Last Light.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I like both of those. The Second Son was fucking amazing too.
I never really put much time into
Dude,
the
it was a great
Infamous
game.
series.
Yeah.
I own them.
Yeah.
I just never really played them.
That's the only one I played. I never played the earlier ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I never got to say was Cole something Cole,
Something.
Lightning Man.
right.
You know.
Wasn't he in a fighting game?
Yeah, he was in that PlayStation All Stars.
That's what it was.
So
Yeah.
no. 'Cause that's not a fighting game.
Oh shit.
So more
got
PlayStation
'em.
news. Well, actually, I gotta say one more thing about this director's cut. There's one super fucking rad thing they're adding, which is full mouth sync on the Japanese dub.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
man,
That's
because I thought
fantastic.
that was the thing it was missing.
Mhm.
Because like
Then put it in Kurosawa mode.
exactly, man.
Yeah, let's
Well,
go.
I play Sekiro in Japanese just because the voiceover is so goddamn good.
Yeah.
And plus, demons speaking in Japanese immediately better. Just
But you also know that we have a Ghost of Tsushima movie in development, right?
No.
Oh, really?
They're
No,
actually-
I didn't
Is
know
it?
about
It's
that.
like a
Absolutely.
live action
Yeah,
film.
absolutely.
I mean that could
It
be
would
done.
work.
That could be done.
It
Yeah.
would
I
easily
mean,
work.
Miike,
absolutely.
Takeshi Miike.
Yeah.
Is it like?
I mean,
is it some Miike?
We're gonna get our
look, we
Jin
can't
Sakai.
we can't just give everything to Miike.
Yes,
I mean, that
I
man has
can.
Yeah.
that man has to sleep at some point. You know, we gotta
Well,
let him
he's dead.
rest at some
Cole
point.
was in Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
That's
What?
Was he in Super Cross Tekken? Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, I remember him being in a fighter that was actually relevant. For a few
but
weeks.
you're right. Second Son, especially as a launch title, was a flex on the graphics, dude.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that
it looked
shit
gorgeous.
so
It's like whenever I
good.
played it, though, I just kind of felt like it was a little. It made me think of Crackdown, and then that kind of made
Yeah, but
me
it was
think,
more fun.
Meh.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, although Crackdown, you could
You
destroy,
can destroy
that
shit.
goddamn city.
Exactly. I loved
No.
that. I loved it.
That's one of the things I really liked about the dwarf game, Deep Rock Galactic, I believe is
Dwarf
that we were
Rocks?
playing? Yeah, Dwarf Rocks. I was telling you about Dwarf Rocks. Yeah, Dwarf Rocks is dope. I like
Yeah,
that
there
one.
you go.
Yeah,
I'm
so
familiar with Dwarf Rocks.
so you guys want a PS5? Because it's way easier to get one if you already have one. It turns out for some
I can
reason.
take it or leave it.
Well, I mean, okay, it's like, okay, let's just help scalpers now.
Yeah.
All right, so what's
Sony's
the deal?
doing some dumb shit, and they're sending invites to people that have PSN accounts, right?
Right.
And the likelihood of you getting an invite increases exponentially if you've already purchased a PS5 through Sony's website.
Really?
So those people that have already purchased a PS5 confirmed are almost definitely getting the
Now,
invites.
I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's really a matter of people like having purchased a PS5, or if it's a matter of just
Like a
how
preferred
much
customer
money.
thing?
Exactly.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's the way
because
I'm seeing it.
Artigoth,
Yeah.
right? He ended up getting
Yeah.
an offer from Sony directly, which is how my boy got his PS5.
Yeah, that's right.
And we were having
I
the same
told
conversation
people that, and they were
about-
like, I don't even believe it. They were
Well,
like-
I mean, yeah, it happens to people, but it just happens to very few people.
Yeah.
Right.
But we were even having the conversation about like, okay, maybe it is a matter of how much money have people actually given us through PSN over the
Yeah.
past
Right, yeah.
10 years.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
okay, so
Yeah.
that'll bump them up on our preferred list. Now, if
That
you're
makes
a
sense.
PS5 owner, the odds are very likely that you bought a lot of games because you have this new device and you want to feed it, right?
Especially
So-
recently.
Especially recently, exactly. So I wonder if it's really linked to that, because if that's the deal,
Well, did you get an invite? You've spent a shit ton of
I'm
money.
gonna be pissed if I don't get one.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If that's the deal, I'm gonna be
uh-huh.
very upset because I own pretty much every PS5 game that's come
Yeah,
out.
pretty
period.
much.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So,
almost every PSVR
where's
game
mine?
we bought so much shit through the PSN. Dude,
I
come
wonder if
on.
we're not preferred because they're like, we saw what y'all motherfuckers did. Y'all linked your accounts and you saved hundreds of dollars.
You can't be
know?
saving.
You can't be
You
saving.
guys should
You
buy
gotta be
2
slaving.
copies. You
Right?
gotta-
Like they made us do
Yeah.
for what was that? Dick
Dick
Wild.
Wild. We just wanted
Dick
to get
Wild
Dick
too.
Wild, and they wouldn't let us.
They would not
No,
let us get Dick
man.
Wild.
One of us could get Dick Wild, but then the other one couldn't.
Yeah.
But we wanted to get Dick Wild together.
Right,
You know?
right. Which I
It's-
mean, we want to just have sexy Dick Wild times.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
As boys.
In the woods,
yeah,
on a boat.
alone,
Isn't that what fishing trips are for?
right?
In a house.
Wait
Yeah.
a second.
Getting Dick Wild.
Fishing trips.
We're gonna call it. It's like, all right, boys, pack up your tackle box. It's time to get Dick Wild.
And all the kids look at each other like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing now?
Except for that one kid that's like, yeah.
Yeah.
The funny thing
I'll
is,
bring my Game Boy.
Funny
Whatever.
thing is I know people in real life that probably would actually use that.
Right.
Dick
That
Wild, right?
phrase, yeah, you
Oh,
know.
there are 2 of them in this room.
we love getting Dick Wild. let me
Yeah,
tell you.
yeah, it's a good time.
Uh,
Dick Wild, just
Yeah.
so you know, is a PSVR on-rails shooter where you're floating down a raft in the swamps.
Uh-huh.
And you got Dick Wild back there telling you to kill all them varmints.
Yeah.
And it uses the aim controller. It's
He's
really-
your
it's
friendly
actually really good.
redneck buddy with a big bushy beard.
That's
Right?
awesome.
The heart of gold.
That's right. I love it in the menu. You have the little weenie gun. You shoot
God.
it's like a Vienna sausage gun,
Oh
or
my
like or maybe they're little smokies. Does that make you feel
Yeah, they
better?
are like
Smokies?
little. Yeah,
Okay,
They're
exactly.
more
that's
like little
fine.
smokies.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
Vienna sausages. They're
Yeah,
little
and you can
smokies.
actually like shoot objects. There's like a toaster you can shoot, right? You shoot the toaster and it launches toast into the air, and then you can shoot the toast out of the air with your Vienna sausages. It's a good time, man.
Yeah, man. You can juggle the toast with your sausages.
Absolutely.
Sounds very
Pretty
fun.
awesome.
Oh, nice.
Can you think of another game you can toast
No.
juggle with sausages?
I can't,
Yeah, I can't.
actually.
I can't think of another one.
And that's called getting Dick Wild.
So y'all know about this whole the Grand Theft Auto 5 online servers are getting shut off for PS3 situation, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's about
yeah.
that time.
I mean,
You
it's about
told
that
me.
time, right?
Yeah.
But it turns out that Sony pretty much has an initiative to fucking stop the PS3 right now.
Yeah, it's time
Yeah.
to force people forward.
Yeah, and the PS3 is too easy to hack.
Mm-hmm.
So now at this point, people that are just playing games online on the PS3 are either getting their PSN accounts locked or banned, or getting the console itself banned.
Now, this
Oh.
is specifically in GTA
No.
5 world. Okay, I was
No,
about to
this
say,
is
because
just-
if it's that player base,
Yeah.
they be doing shit to get banned
They do
all
shit.
the time.
They be doing
You know what I'm
shit.
saying? They
No, you're
really,
right,
really
man.
do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
And it's
know?
very easy to hack your game on GTA 5 on
Yes.
the PS3
Yeah.
and then get online and yeah.
But
no,
these
this
are
is
just like rando accounts for
yeah.
the most part.
Because a
It's
lot of the
interesting.
games that you would
Yeah.
want to go
Yeah, that's
back
what he
and
was
play have already had their online shit shut down. Like,
Right,
like Demon Souls,
absolutely.
you can't just jump on there and play normal Demon Souls online.
I mean,
They-
Final Fantasy 14 did the same thing.
Yeah, you can't play that.
Because you're
shit
holding
anymore,
everybody back.
right?
You know?
And now they're trying to do it as a system-wide thing, but that kind of fucking sucks for game preservation again, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where like there are a good handful of games that you can't play somewhere else.
Right.
Maybe you do want to play it on your PS3.
But this has
online,
never been
you know?
an issue before now, right?
This is a new issue.
Well, yeah, right? Because we can't just move on anymore. You know, now everybody wants to take, our childhood with us. It's like if we never moved on from the N64. Right. If we just never.
Hey, the second channel ain't up no more. We can't
right.
fucking,
I know you get to a point
right.
where it's like, hey guys, like this isn't economically viable for our company.
Yeah.
You know, and once again, sometimes you're holding people back.
Yeah,
You know, it's like all of a sudden, like we have to worry about making this game and worry about the people on the low end.
Right.
So we can't really give people who have more modern PCs or next generation consoles, quality content that'll take advantage of their hardware.
Yeah.
Because we're too busy worrying about this 13, 14-year-old hardware over here.
that my phone's more powerful than.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so I mean, don't get your feelings hurt, man. It's just time to it's time to go.
Time to go.
It's time to go.
I mean, and there's still plenty of games that you can play on.
You can.
PS.
You can.
Yeah. Are they still not shutting down the store?
No,
yet?
they're not.
Well,
No, they're not doing that just yet. But it seems like
It's only a matter of time.
it's a systematic
it's
thing,
gonna,
man.
It's
you
gonna
know,
happen. Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
They're just it's not going to be viable
why I
for to keep all that.
went
Shit.
Well,
and
because
got
people
fucking
went
got
ahead
it.
and started buying all the stuff,
Yeah,
and then
man.
they're like, "Oh, money spikes, so let's keep it open and let that money keep flowing."
Mhm.
But it's
Yeah.
going to dry up, and then the second time, if it happens again, it won't have the same impact. They're just like, "Okay, well, we
so
already
they
gave
announced-
more
Because everybody already bought everything.
So
You
what,
know, I mean,
what if
yeah,
they
Of
They
course,
announced-
it's not going to have the same impact.
Right?
People already got what they wanted.
They're still going to bitch though.
Now, what if
Oh,
they
yeah.
announce
Trust.
actual PS3 backwards compatibility on the new shit? What if they do that? Do you think that would?
I think that with this acquisition of Blue Point, I think we're just
gonna get the
We're
remake.
gonna
You're
see
just going to
remakes.
get remakes.
After
yeah.
Demon Souls and after how popular and successful Demon Souls was, that was a test market, man, and we bit.
I mean,
I'm saying?
I've heard stirrings that they might remake Metal Gear Solid 4.
I mean,
You
I
know?
expect
'Cause
to
that's
see
one
a
that would get a-
lot of PlayStation classics.
Boy,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't play Metal Gear Solid 4 anywhere except for emulator and PS3 right now.
Right.
And hell, on the emulator side, some people opened up a server for that Metal Gear Online that came out for Metal Gear Solid 4, which was really cool. That was,
Was
it?
yeah, that
Never
was a
played it.
kick-ass one. Yeah, unlike Survive, which is complete garbage.
No. Yeah.
Fuck.
You need an MMO Metal Gear. That's just weird, man. We're talking about tactical espionage. Well, I guess
It
we
was
were
more
at
like
one
Call
point.
of Duty.
Right.
Yeah, some more like.
You gotta. Did you get shocked?
Oh no! I just got a little.
Oh, you got.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying not to peek this bitch out with my
Hey,
my
man,
powerful
hey, man.
P.
Don't explode your plosives.
Don't
Yeah, stop
explode your
exploding your
plosives.
plus. Maybe he needs the baby sock and the thing.
Well, I gotta have a baby sock.
Because it fits. It's clean.
It's-
It's a
it's
clean
See,
fucking
and
sock.
only a person that has gotten dick wild with you at 3:00 in the morning would know these things.
That's right.
right?
That's a clean baby sock. Okay.
It's like it fits. I'm like, shit, dude. How do you know?
You know.
Oh, he knows.
We know. Oh man. Yeah.
Oh,
So
God.
speaking about getting dick wild, I know who gets dick wild, and that's Vin Diesel.
Oh boy, does
and
he get dick wild.
apparently there's a Riddick. There's a Riddick 4.
Of course there is.
And it's basically just waiting to start filming. The treatment's been done. It's the same director that did Pitch Black and Riddick.
Good.
Yeah, which are the better of the two. Because I mean, look, Chronicles is fine. It's a good movie and all.
Chronicles okay.
Chronicles was a better
Chronicles
game than it was a
okay,
movie.
but look,
Dude, and-
Riddick has a scene where Vin Diesel fights a man with a teacup.
He fucks him up too. Yeah.
Done.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Done. There's your argument right there.
And they touched on the game situation too, and he pretty much said he would love to leverage the new possibilities in gaming with the Riddick series again, but they haven't started anything. But
I wonder if you could actually pull that off to such a degree currently.
oh yeah,
Like,
you do it in VR. You do Riddick VR.
That the scary thing there is I feel like they would just give us Riddick from the Xbox again in VR format.
If
the
they-
same thing they did with
yeah,
Doom 3,
yeah,
which
if
it
they
was
could-
fun-ish and
Man.
cool-ish, but it's not really that fun or that cool.
Well, What's the name of that studio? Starbreeze? That was Starbreeze Studios because they're also the ones that did The Darkness. Yeah, that's Starbreeze. They don't exist anymore.
Did they believe in a thing
I
called
don't
love?
know where they. Yeah. Nice.
You're welcome for that one.
I truly appreciate it. That was a great moment.
It's a good song.
But because I mean, it's like okay, so Chronicles of Riddick was a great game for the time period, but it was really just all about that lighting.
Man, no, dude, it had that first-person boxing that
yeah,
was fucking dope.
Right.
See,
Breakdown did that as well, and I think that Breakdown did it better, but nobody knows Breakdown, unfortunately. But I just wonder if by today's
but you weren't in
standards,
Riddick prison.
Well, I mean, right, and I guess part of me also
Yeah.
wasn't a big fan of Vin Diesel at that point in time. I had to
Oh.
grow into liking
okay.
Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
I thought that he was like the shittiest actor because he was like,
Him as Riddick, I was fine with. I just didn't like him in anything else.
right. Well,
Yeah.
he's the same role, so I mean,
Yeah.
the same thing. So I guess the setting is what you like. You
I
know?
like the world of Riddick.
Right.
Yeah.
So in the proper setting and it fits in. So it was never really my thing. But I wonder, like, you know, especially after looking at like what they're doing with the engine, the Far Cry engine, you know, could they really pull off something that's as gripping as the Chronicles of Riddick was originally, currently, you know, like, because shadows aren't new to anybody anymore.
Yeah.
Right? That was their
Right.
big thing,
Hey,
is liking a shadow.
Well, he's got a good point. Is that was one of the first games that showed damage on the NPCs when you
Yep.
fucked them up, and it would stay.
Yeah.
You know, that's a solid one. You know.
Well, but that was great for that time. I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, currently, it takes a lot more to blow people away these days. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Right.
It really, really does.
So they'd have to tighten up the stealth mechanics. They'd have to give you some more shit going on. We need a new game, not a remake of
An
fucking,
old game.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm right there with you on
Right.
that. Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
I'm
but
just-
I
I'm
have a
just
feeling it's
interested.
probably just going to be like a port or a remake.
Yeah, but they've
at
already
this
done
point.
it once. They already
Yeah.
did it with Assault on Dark Athena because they basically made the graphics better. They took it from because it was
Yeah,
Doom.
and they made Shadow of the Colossus like 3-4 times. You know?
Worth it.
Oh, yeah,
Worth it. Worth it.
Worth it.
But I'm just
Yeah.
saying there is precedent for that.
You know, it's like there are a lot of
it's Thief in Space. That's a good.
Right.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They would have to reinvent the thing to make a compelling game. You're right about that. And maybe it's not as possible because of all the other shiny things that we've seen.
it's just
you know?
Well, do
interesting.
you
I mean,
think
just
it's
darkness.
Well, do you? Well, how about? I mean, is the Riddick series really all that pliable outside of the movies?
I mean, the game was cool.
The game was good, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
It's just Vin Diesel running around whooping ass.
that's
Yeah, I
it.
mean,
That's
that's
kind
all
of
it is.
it.
That's all you need.
You like a bald
know?
stabby man?
right.
That's kind of it.
Yeah, and so
I like a bald stabby man.
Right. I mean,
I don't have any
I
problems
don't
with
know.
bald
I don't know.
stabby men.
Whatever. I'd play it if they did it. If they made it, if and when.
Begrudgingly.
You know. But
yeah.
like I said, I just don't think that you can use the same tropes. Which darkness was the name of the game. You know,
Darkness was
lighting and
dope,
shadow.
dude.
And I just don't know if it really.
Yeah. Yeah,
Work.
but you had the tentacles, and you could.
Yeah. Oh no, that's dope. Yeah. We got Dying Light 2 coming very soon.
Yeah.
So we'll have some more of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dying Light does look great. Dying Light 2.
Yes.
So as much faith as you have in this Riddick game, I have in this Windows 11 release, which already is shaping up to be some bullshit.
Something.
Yeah. So, most people can't even fucking run it. Like, I want to say pretty much if you don't have hardware within the past 3 years, 2-3 years, and that's,
Well,
generous.
It's been hard. Yeah, it's been hard to get a hold of some pieces of hardware.
Yeah,
Like,
so there's a
especially
hardware
recently.
shortage,
Yeah, there's
and
a
they're going to
hardware-
release an OS that doesn't run on your shit unless you have the new hardware that you can't find.
get.
Yeah, sounds fucking great, doesn't it? Yeah.
A lot of people will still attempt to upgrade.
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna
absolutely.
try. I'll see what's going on.
Well,
but I'm
apparently
probably
they're
gonna,
They're I don't know how this works because I always but I was reading an article about how Game Pass is going to be coming with-
integrated in it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
integrated into the OS.
See, I don't
itself.
understand how that's working.
Yeah,
Is it
neither
like
do
you buy
I.
the OS and then you get a year of Game
I
Pass or
guess,
something like
something.
that?
Yeah.
You'll probably get like a year, and then they'll take your credit card information and hope that you forget about it and keep milking you, getting your money while you get badass games.
What I'm hoping
every month
isn't
for
the
free.
case is that it's like, oh, well, Game Pass is $10 and Game Pass Ultimate's $15 and Windows plus Game Pass Ultimate's $20 a month.
Right. I
So,
can totally see that.
That sounds like that shit.
Yeah,
that
but I
they
mean,
be doing.
because look, man, like having the price for Xbox Game Pass so low right now, that's just bait.
Yeah.
That's the point. It's just to get as many people hooked as possible,
Are they
and
gonna
then we're gonna see it.
creep it?
It's gonna be creeping higher
Yeah.
and higher and higher over the years. I mean, it's just business. And so, but for what you get for it, it's still hard to argue. If they're
Man,
like, okay,
I
well,
know.
guess what?
Yeah.
Now it's $30. You still win. Right? It's like, okay, well, now it's $50. And it's like, God damn it.
It's still
Do I
probably
want to
worth
buy
it.
these games? That's still under the price of one game. So
Yeah.
I still
And you're
win.
getting the online for your Xbox,
Yeah.
and you know it's on PC and on Xbox, and
Got him.
you can then
Phooey.
stream everything to any
Phooey,
device.
that's what I say.
And,
I
yeah,
say
it's a bunch of
phooey.
phooey.
That's a bunch of
That's
hogwash.
tomfoolery.
Being boondoggled.
Hornswoggled.
I will not stand for this. What are the PlayStation Plus July games? Speaking of free games, what do we got?
We've got a Plague Tale coming, that's going to be PS5 only.
I'm totally playing a Plague
and
Tale.
It's
It's been on Game Pass,
but
but I'd rather play it on the PlayStation anyway. So.
right.
You know.
It's one of those titles that I've always meant to play because
Yeah.
it always looked really, really interesting. I just never really took the time to revisit it.
I mean, it
But
got the
they're like-
acclaim, dude.
It really, really did.
Man.
It really did. And now they're like, okay, well, PS5 patch, and bing, here you go. PS5 owners have a Plague Tale.
Yeah.
And then
So
what else we got?
That's pretty lit. What else is it? I was hyped about a Plague Tale. The other two games, I feel like I already have them. I'm not certain. I don't remember. Sad facts. I really don't remember.
No.
Yeah, a Plague
What,
Tale. From the gameplay, it looks like it's kind of stealthy and kind of so it's like a stealthy, narrative-driven kind of thing. You know.
Oh yeah.
Where you
okay.
fight rats.
A lot of
Really?
rats.
Man,
A
you gotta
lot.
fight.
Yeah.
A lot of
a
them,
whole
yeah.
swarm.
Yeah.
Is
like
there a
you see-
rat
Stomp
king?
rats.
There should be.
There should.
One would
Better
imagine
be.
when you see the sheer amount of rats that run whenever the light hits them, it's a lot of rats.
They have a rat engine.
They
have
have
their
a
own-
volumetric rat engine. Yes, it's fantastic. No. We have WWE 2K Battleground.
Oh yeah. You and Robbie were talking about
You
that
know,
shit.
and
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Well, it's funny because we were literally talking about having extreme sports games last week, and we're
Yeah.
talking about wrestling. Specifically wrestling.
Yeah.
Like where are the over the top crazy fun wrestling games?
Right there.
And it's like, here
There you go.
Here's some WWE 2K Battlegrounds. I
They
remember that
listen
that game
to
was-
us.
No, right, absolutely.
Yeah,
It's good, man. I just wish they would slap that follow.
Yeah.
But it's. I remember when the game came out, and I thought about picking it up, but it's hard to pay $60 for a arcade wrestler that's pretty shallow. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, I mean, there's some things you can do with it, but for the price of free, like that.
That's solid.
That's really, really solid. So I'm down
Will
with
add
that.
to library.
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely. And then we also have Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Oh, okay.
So there's
which
some blops.
which one was free?
Which one was
before?
free?
Yeah, wasn't it that the
Black Ops 3 was free before.
That's right. Yeah, that was
so this
3.
is- but that was when Black Ops 4 was rocking.
Yeah.
And then now that we have Cold War, here's Black Ops 4 for us because we have new Call of Duty coming at the end of the year. So
Which is what? What's the new one called?
this is going back to World War, but I'm not, or World War II, but I don't know what the name of it is. I'm weird when it comes to Call of Duties, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm zombies. I'm a zombies fan more than I am a Call of Duty.
The new Battlefield looked good though.
The new Battlefield looks lit.
Yeah.
It looks amazing, and so that I'll definitely be playing. I'll be playing the new Call of Duty as well, but it's just not. That's not my focus.
Yeah, yeah.
Talk to me about some Zambos, and we're good to go.
Yeah. So here's one for you, Scott. What's up with these Final Fantasy Pixel remasters?
I don't know the specifics. All I know is that from their remastering in like upgraded pixel graphics, Final Fantasy 1 through 6.
Yes.
Cool.
So all
Yeah.
the 2D, post Sony.
And they're numbering them correctly.
And they're numbering them correctly.
That's-
You're just
that's
gonna
nice,
get
too.
you're gonna get a re-release, which is awesome because so far as I know, I haven't been able to find Final Fantasy 2. Never played that one. And the only version of Final Fantasy 3 that I know of, which I have played, is the PSP.
Yeah, it was on PSP
remake?
and DS. Yeah, the 3D one.
Mhm, yeah.
Mhm.
Which is fine. I'm a class.
Well,
I'm a
I mean,
classicist
2,
at
3,
heart,
4, and
so
5. Really, 3, 4, and 5. A lot of people haven't played.
3, 4, and
yeah,
5.
but
Yeah,
2
yeah,
sucks,
absolutely.
so it doesn't matter. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm
but-
not trying to be a
Sorry.
dick, but
Well,
yeah,
I
it's-
mean, I've heard that
one's so much
heard
better
that.
than 2, and 2's
Yeah.
got a weird leveling system, and 2 just they were still trying to figure out the RPG
Right.
at that
Well,
point.
1 was desperation.
Yeah,
You know, that's why it's
but
called
one was
Final
solid
Fantasy.
because it was a ripoff of Dragon Warrior.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? And so 2 was like, oh god, like that actually
That worked.
That
Okay,
worked.
let's try
yeah,
something.
because Square was actually
Yeah.
going under as a company.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like
It
their
was
very
the
last,
final-
the final. That's
The
what they called it.
final
That this is our last game,
fantasy.
and if this doesn't work, then we're done.
Yeah.
And
But it did, and
did.
But
now we
but
got
it's
16
super
of these
cool. I'm pretty
motherfuckers.
Keep
sure.
'em coming, baby. Keep 'em
I don't
coming.
know. I know for a fact that they're coming out for PC.
Yeah.
So I will definitely be getting on that.
Man, I'd love to play
and-
through 5 again. I haven't played 5
Absolutely.
in so fucking
Yeah.
long.
I wanna
Well,
get
and
back
that's
on
the thing
6.
too. The only
Yeah.
version on Steam right now is the iOS port for 5. You know, which
Yeah.
again, it's fine, but it ain't got nothing. You know, you can't stand against those pixel graphics. you
Right.
know? It's just
Well, I mean,
like,
I think that's a
it's
good
just too
idea.
fucking smooth.
Because think about like the game can actually come out within a year to 2 years. We don't have to be like, okay, well, in 2032 we're going to be playing Final Fantasy IV remake. You know, so
Right.
okay, well, you know, for all those people who did love those old Final
Yeah,
Fantasies, it's like,
absolutely.
and they love that format.
Absolutely.
You know, like that's just a win.
That's
man.
a win, dude.
That's
I
just a
mean,
win.
I'm gonna be grabbing up
Do
all.
we have
of
any
them.
Absolutely,
idea
I
about
will as well.
price?
Now it looks like what they're doing is kind of an episodic thing. Where
Oh,
okay.
right. So you're gonna have.
So
you know,
it's not
access
gonna
to
come out at one.
exactly.
one big
exactly.
chunk.
It's gonna be one.
They're
everything
gonna
next
kind
after
of
the
drip
next.
feed you.
So like the Halo
Exactly,
collection.
Which
The way-
isn't-
yeah,
which isn't
that's cool.
bad.
That's
I mean,
smart.
yeah,
That
I
gives
mean,
people time to actually play each one. That
Right.
guarantees that people won't just play their favorite. You know, it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm playing Final Fantasy 1. That's all I have access to. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. 2 just came out.
Yeah,
Let's play
exactly.
through 2,
Because I mean,
you know?
I have a copy. I have my original NES copy of Final Fantasy.
Me too.
Still,
Yeah.
You know,
Nice.
You know, I pop it in every once in a while with the and the bestiary and item lists
Oh,
that I
yeah.
printed off the internet way back in the day.
I totally have
know,
the
in
book
ASCII.
still.
It was
the
all in
world
ASCII.
off some American Online, man.
Oh yeah,
Old
That's right.
shit.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
Like, but again, I've never played 2, so I mean, I've heard it sucks, and I've heard
Yeah,
it's
2
really
sucks.
fucking irritating, but I don't care. I
Okay,
like the
so-
series, and I just want to experience it.
What if, all right, after all this is said and done, what if, so what do you think of this?
There you go.
What do you think
Hey,
about...
that's a
reference. He said the thing. So what do you think about a Chrono Trigger remake in pixel style? What if we actually do see more of those RPGs?
I think
Square's
I'd be-
got a ton of
Yeah,
them.
I think I'd be okay. I mean, obviously, I think I'd be more okay with that than them trying to push Chrono Trigger into 3D space.
Right, because I really think that that's what's going to happen, right?
which-
Yeah, but if
Which
they
would
make it
be-
look like fighters, if they make it look like Dragon Ball Fighters in
they
3D
make it look
space,
like FF XIV.
No, man. There's just there's a certain
yeah,
charm.
No,
That's
that's not
what
how to
Square
do
likes
it.
to
No.
do, man.
No,
I don't know,
they need
like,
that Dragon
Yeah.
Quest 11 like look. They need that
Right.
like that's what
Well,
they need.
and for Dragon Quest, I'm a little more. And this is again,
3D
this is
Toriyama
coming
looks
from
good.
A,
Is all I'm saying.
yeah, this
Yeah.
is coming from
well,
a place
Blue Dragon
of,
look kind of weird.
you know, there's a certain
Yes.
charm and
the
specifically with the characters of Chrono Trigger, there's just a certain charm to the pixel graphics.
Agreed.
There. Yeah,
Yeah.
Frog, Robo, dude.
Robo.
Yeah, Robo,
but
absolutely.
yeah, you know, Meryl, you know, and just the like the animations, how much more exaggerated they can be if they stay like the big emotions stylized and stuff. Yeah, exactly. I feel like you'd lose a lot of the heart if you tried to transition them into a is quote unquote more realistic like 3D space.
Yeah,
I really do
yeah.
feel like you'd lose a lot of that charm, and I don't want to play that.
So
I
what
want
do you think
my
about
Chrono Trigger.
the 3D like the way that Link's Awakening looks, the new Link's Awakening?
I
You know,
don't
where it
mind, I don't
keeps the
mind.
charm but
well,
still
but that's Nintendo.
transition it.
Nintendo's
Yeah.
all about preserving cute.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
They're all about
Uh-huh.
preserving cute. Final
Square, you never know, man.
Square goes for edge,
Yeah.
and then they implement cute here and there.
Right.
You know, like
I mean,
you're gonna have like a random like Moogle pop up or Alpha, and then you get the ding
Yeah.
ding 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 ding,
Yep.
in the background, and then it goes
Yeah.
back to like Chaos Carnage.
Yeah.
People
Yeah,
flying
exactly.
around having sword fights. in
Don't
there.
say chaos too many
You know,
times.
chaos.
Just stop it.
Chaos!
Stop. Well, stop. People don't like that. We got T-shirts on. We said
Yeah.
chaos too many times. Nobody's gonna like it already.
Bro, we just lost 5 followers.
We just
Oh, damn.
right now. Boom. Gone. Like fuck this chaos.
Please follow
So speaking
that
of
follow
which,
button.
why don't we go ahead and start talking about Final Fantasy XIV? Since
Might
we're
as
talking
well.
about all this Final Fantasy, I gotta say something about the Final Fantasy world that still kind of kills me. Like, it's like the only thing that I've seen that can retain tribal tattoos everywhere and not look lame dude bro all the time. Like, I don't know.
I don't know if I like this reference, but
You know what I'm talking
Point for
about.
Square.
Like,
There you go.
like
You got-
Square is like
Square
the
does
only
tribal
thing that
tattoos,
still does tribal
okay.
tattoos, and you don't immediately think of, like, you know, Buck Cherry or like fucking.
I never think of Buck
There's-
Cherry.
there's a reason
Even
try
when
not
I see
to.
tribal tattoos, I don't think of Buck Cherry. I never wanted to think of Buck Cherry.
Haha, I
Thank
put
you.
it there.
Ah.
So, Final Fantasy XIV. What do you think of this?
Please make that make sense to me. Okay, so what is it that they have done that has now conjured Buck Cherry? Why does Buck Cherry have to exist?
No, not from Final Fantasy, just from tribal tattoos.
But-
shitty bar bands. I'm sorry, it's a big roundabout.
Are you talking about like Thancred? Are we talking about because
Maybe.
you know they have the Scion of the Seventh Dawn?
Oh,
actually
yeah.
not the Scion tattoo is from Charlian. The Charlians have their tattoos on their faces. Like
There's
face
that.
tats.
There's that.
So is that what we're talking about here?
You
What are
mean,
you referencing,
where is
man?
it in Final Fantasy? Is that what you're saying? Where's
Yeah,
the tribal?
there are a few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Where is
what
it?
are you talking about
you
specifically?
hit it right there.
Oh,
you hit it
okay.
right there. But there's
Alright.
also in every Final Fantasy, somebody's got some tribal tattoos.
I mean,
going
you're
on.
right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so this is very specific. I thought it was a reference saying like, you know, this game just makes me think of
No, not at all.
tribal
game
tattoos,
is-
which makes
No.
me think of
I
Buck
have just
Cherry.
I have just continued to think it's funny that Final Fantasy puts motherfuckers with tribal
Oh, yeah,
tattoos
absolutely.
in every goddamn game,
They do that.
and they don't make you think of shitty bar bands, and that's what I'm
Because
trying
usually
to
you
get.
have that person's hair to distract you from
Yeah,
the
right.
tribal tattoo
That's
itself.
right,
You know,
yeah.
it's usually
Yeah,
a
like
complete
Zell.
package. And they'll have like bell, what is it? The little like bracelet, like bead bracelets hanging off of their biceps.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
yeah, yeah,
And
totally.
it's like okay, so he's got a tribal tattoo, but what's up with them beads?
Yeah,
bro?
exactly.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like,
you don't even think about it. You're like,
Yeah.
whatever, tribal tattoo. But what the fuck is this thing over
yeah,
here? Yeah.
this whole outfit that you got that's like
Yeah.
a furry necklace, and
But they
you know,
love tribal tattoos.
they do love tribal tattoos.
That's all I'm saying.
They do. They like tattoos in general.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all about them.
They like them. Like them on the standards. They like them all over the place, man. There's some kick-ass flags in
You
Final
shouldn't have
Fantasy
even
14.
encountered that many tattoos at this point.
Yeah, but it was enough for me to
wait,
notice.
Wait, are you talking about on the players
Well,
or
I
on the
mean,
NPCs?
I think you're thinking a little too specifically about Final
I
Fantasy
play
14
a lot of
here.
14, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
well, the thing about it is like there are actually armor sets that will give you tattoos.
Right.
So
Oh.
there's like like and every once in a while we have these glamour pieces, which are just like. One time it was like a white tank top, like a wife beater.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and that wife beater gave you a whole sleeve tattoo. That's just part of it, right? And so those things come out and they become really popular.
Yeah, of
and
course
then
they do.
everyone's got them, right? You know, it's like all of a sudden you got a bun over there, you know,
Yeah.
little bunny girl, and she's got her, you know, sleeve tattoo.
Looking like
going.
Slim Shady
You know,
over
look,
here.
a little bit, a little
little
bit.
bit.
They gave us some cut off jeans, so we got some jeans.
Oh,
now,
damn.
So
Oh,
we're rocking
nice.
with jeans. You can dye them whatever color you
Yeah.
want. You
That's
know, they
cool.
gave us some sneakers. We got some Chucks. You know, shit's banging.
So you can look like Cindy.
if you want to.
Mhm.
Yeah. If you want
I
to.
think you got offended by my tribal tattoos.
Well, no, I was just confused by it.
Okay.
I'm like, damn, man. It's like,
Think about all the Final Fantasies,
I
not
don't
just
know.
14.
Tribal tattoos offend me naturally.
exactly.
Right?
That's-
So that's
that-
why
well, that's
I was
my
like,
point.
damn, is he offended by the
No.
game? So I was like, okay, first
No.
impressions, tribal tattoos.
First,
I'm like,
first
whoa!
impressions. Why do all Final Fantasies have tribal tattoos
Whoa.
but don't offend me? That was
Right.
actually my point. How is it that you live in this land of, wow, there's a lot of tribal tattoos, but this isn't so bad. That's what I'm saying.
Actually, okay.
I think it's because you can like go and cast Fire 4 at like
That's-
you know,
At anybody with
woodland
a tribal
creatures.
tattoo?
You can do that, right? That too. That too.
Burn you, snail.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think if we had more of that in the real world, we wouldn't be bothered by tribal tattoos.
If
We'd
I could
have
cast
s-
Fire
if
If that
you
meant
say-
that he could
there
cast
would be-
Fire 4, it's just
Are you
like,
saying
okay,
that we
let's
would
do
have
it.
defenseless animals to take our frustration of tribal tattoos out on?
Oh, we would definitely be doing that, especially if the
These are
powers were
directly
associated
correlated.
to. Yes, absolutely. The rat population that we talked about earlier wouldn't have been an issue.
Like Jerry
Yeah.
comes on.
Yeah.
Ugh, I gotta kill someone.
That's how I feel. That was my point. Yeah. So anyway,
All right, so
what-
first impressions. How do you feel?
what
It's good.
do you think, Scott?
Okay.
Yeah.
So this
I
is-
haven't gotten super deep in it. I've really
you
only
gotten?
been playing with the I'm still working on So I built a Lancer.
Okay.
Okay.
Starting in
And
Virginia.
I'm still kind of going through the first initial that class's quest.
Yes.
You know, I'm kind of in the middle of that. I wouldn't say that I've been playing it every day this week, but you know, for a few minutes, like you were talking about, like just kind of pop in, do a quest or two, run around, you know, upgrade some shit, and then just bounce out. It's good. It's fun. It's actually kind of relaxing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. It looks great. It looks really good. We've been on the 30-day free trial, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm necessarily sold to continue it after the trial.
Of course
at
not.
this point.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But for what it is, I am enjoying myself. I really can't find any complaints. You know, I can't really point at anything to really praise so much, other than it's just a good solid game that works and it's fun to play.
Yeah, it's one of those things that really kind of rewards you for time invested.
Right,
You know, the
right.
more time you invest, the more the game offers you. Because when you first appeared, now it was really cool when I met you. in Gridania.
Yeah, that was fun.
There was the band playing over there. You know, it was just like a little festival.
There's
all the people were
little
sitting
interesting
down,
things that happen in the world, and every once in a while, I just kind of stop and watch other people do shit. You
Yeah,
know, you know, people just kind of standing in the middle of a town, just flipping out, throwing up all their cool spells and shit. Just, just for the hell of it.
Doing a little light
Just
show for you.
Yeah, just doing a light show. It's like, that's neat. And then like the band and stuff, and then you can dance and throw confetti at people. That's cool. Like down.
And this is your first time playing
This
any
is my first.
MMO.
This is the thing too. This is my first time playing any MMO.
So, what are your expectations from an MMO? Like, when you think of playing an MMO, usually, for people who don't play an MMO, the first thing they think is no. Right? It's like,
Pretty much.
not doing that.
Yeah.
Don't have the time. And it's like,
that's
actually, you
usually
probably
my,
do. But
that's usually my first reaction.
right.
With just about any MMO. I think the only time that I was ever interested in an MMO was when EverQuest was around.
Oh yeah.
And
that was the first.
I didn't really understand what it was.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, I just know I'd go into EB Games, pick it up, and go to my mom, and I want this one. And it's like, she'd look at the back, and she's like, nope. Put it right
Was
back.
it the big elf girl?
Yeah,
That was,
yeah, it was that one. Old
Okay.
school, dude.
No. Is that the reason why Mama was like, Scott, put this back?
No, she was literally looked at the back and was just like, "You gotta pay a subscription."
Oh, got it.
No,
So
that
this
was
is
she didn't care about
She
that.
read the
was
fine
something.
print.
That's right.
Yeah, that'll
We
do.
didn't
read
read the
that.
fine print.
Yeah.
We saw a $10 game with a sorceress on the
That's
front.
right.
We're like, oh, I want this EverQuest right now.
She was bad. I had that box art on my wall.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And Daggerfall.
But
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
nice.
I would say that Final Fantasy has changed at least a little bit of my expectations. I haven't really played with anybody for real. Like I can't.
We tried. And we couldn't join each other's parties.
Here's an
Yeah.
interesting thing about Final Fantasy XIV. And some people kind of lament this. It's really, especially in the beginning, it's really more a solo playing experience.
Yeah.
It's very hard
Except
to.
when it's not.
Well, I mean, in the beginning, there's not much of anything, and even 11 was the same way. Up until you get to level 10, you know, the game is single player.
Oh, that's what you mean by the
Yeah.
beginning. I
yeah,
see.
like
Okay.
at the very beginning of your
Oh,
journey,
absolutely.
Yeah,
there's really nothing you can do unless you're just running along with someone.
That's all I
Right,
was
dude,
doing
that's
with
what-
him.
right,
Yeah,
you
that's what
know,
we were
and
doing.
so that
Dude.
you can do, but that only works
So I
if
went-
you're the same level.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if me over here with all level 80 characters, I can't run around and do that with you, because if we were in a party together, because we have a level disparity, you won't get any experience.
Right, yeah.
And so, and furthermore, if I was to attack anything, it would just melt. You know,
Yeah,
and so you're not
absolutely.
going to be able to have fun learning
Right,
anything.
doing
so,
anything, yeah.
Like where the multiplayer aspect really comes to life is once you start getting into dungeons, because
Right.
then even if you are a higher level, they'll sync your level down to match the level of the players for that dungeon.
Oh, I
So
gotcha.
if it's your first, Sasasha's the first dungeon. You go through Sasasha, you know, we could all play that together and be on
Yeah.
an even platform. But out in the open world, it's like your journey's kind of your own up until you up until you pass, I'd say, about level 30, 40, 40, 50. Then there are more options for multiple people to really enjoy
Right.
together. And so it kind of forces new players in a lot of cases. I know Artagoth was doing the same thing, you know, just it forces them to power through the content just to try to get to end game so they can play with their friends.
Right. Yeah.
Right? And that can be a little problematic because most MMOs.
Well, because you kind of you're. I don't want to say that. I've been kind of rushing through a lot of it.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah,
But you also
there
have
is
been,
a lot.
But you've been avoiding the main quest.
I've been mostly
everything's locked behind MSQ.
Yeah,
Everything.
yeah, and the thing is, too, is just like I'm playing it like I would just a regular Final Fantasy. I'm not worried about progressing the story right now because I got all these side quests that what's over there? What's over there? And that's obviously the wrong way to play. Apparently,
it works.
it
works
works,
if you're not on a 30-day free trial and you plan to stop there.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, I've been doing
are.
the opposite. I've been doing exactly the opposite.
Okay. So what's your first impression? How do you feel?
I like it until I have to play with other people.
When have you had to play with other people?
I've been popping them duties. What you
Really?
talking about?
Why didn't you tell me? I would have come and helped you out with that shit. I've been over here waiting. I got a link show ready for us to go.
I mean,
and y'all are never online, so I'll never see you. And I'm just like, all right, well, that's what that is.
I was online.
You know, well, you didn't tell me.
Popping a duty.
You didn't tell me. You're on my friends list. You got to send me a
Dick
tale.
Wild and Papa Dude.
So what'd you say? What'd you say the first one's called?
Look for them. They're coming. Sastasha.
Is that the merman dude that I had to fight?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was okay.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. Okay.
I hate it.
See, there we go. Okay.
Right.
Good.
Like I said to you the other day, man. Like when you start Final Fantasy 14,
Yeah.
that is literally the worst the game will ever be. Right.
Okay.
That like a Realm Reborn, which is levels 1 through 50. That is the worst that the game ever was, and that's after they fixed everything. After they destroyed the entire and we got teleported into the future, and now we're here, Realm Reborn.
Okay, so everyone got teleported into the future. So people were saved is the situation.
Yes.
Because you stopped the meteor from happening. It broke up before impact.
No.
Because I heard them talking about that.
No, the meteor. Well, not the meteor, but Dalamud opened up, and Bahamut came out and just started raising just the entire
and
world.
Then everybody
just fucked everybody up, and nobody could battle them. There's nothing that they could do.
Well, I saw them retreating from the battlefield. I got that.
Yeah.
Right.
Cutscene.
Yeah. And so Bahamut was out there doing some work, and Louis Soir, he actually ended up teleporting everyone into the future at the cost of himself. He's just like, okay, I can't go, and that's why you have that. I'm getting chills right now thinking about it. I can hear answers. I hear answers playing in my head. That intro is so sick. But you have that one scene of him like just bathing in fire, and he's like, he closes his eyes and he smiles. He's like, okay, done my part. Time for me to die. And of course they do follow up on all of that in the story, but that happens at level 50 as well.
Well, I like the story so far. I think I'm level 21.
Okay.
I think I did.
What are you playing?
Black Mage.
You're still playing
Thaumaturge? Yeah. I guess I haven't gone to Black Mage yet. I can't
get there at level 30.
Okay, I'm getting there. Yeah. I did this dungeon 3 times. It took the 3rd time to be able to beat it. The first time I had
Sastasha?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The first one I had a technical issue and just had to restart the game, so that was just kind of a thing. The second time, the people that I was rolling with weren't talking at all. They were pulling everybody at once.
Usually that's
getting the party fucking wiped.
Right.
And I didn't have the tank pulling aggro. So they kept coming over to me and thwapping on me, being the mage.
Damn, they didn't even go to your white mage? Usually the healer would be the second one on the enmity list. You were on there?
I was getting fucked.
Wow, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of new players, and people are just trash.
Getting wiped.
See, you should have told your boy. See, that was your fault.
I guess so. But again, this is one of those things like, should I have to bug you every time I want to level up?
Yes.
Should I have to? Okay, well, there you go.
That's called
it's on the record.
Well, but I know what you mean, and that's the worst part about Duty Finder and things of that caliber. You never know what you're going to get, and in a lot of cases, it does serve you well to have a little bit of knowledge about a lot of different things, because some of these people really don't understand. Some people don't know. Oh, turn on your tank stance. That's why you're not generating enmity.
He started saying that to the dude. Okay,
because that's the first time that anyone has actually had to deal with actual like
playing your
organized combat and playing your role.
Yeah.
And so that is, and there are a couple of choke points in dungeons. When you see the RM Veil, talk to me. All right.
Well,
But
so you know the way that boss battle works. You already understand it. There's the grates on the ground. The water comes up out of them.
yeah,
that
and what
kind of
you
shit,
what you do
right?
is you Zerg rush them and just ignore that stuff because it really doesn't matter much anymore. Even though I guess if you have a low item level, maybe you have to respect it. Yeah, but you have to stand on those grates, keep those things from jumping up.
But see, that's the thing is this guy. So we're getting through the third one, and obviously one person, the white mage. I'm guessing it was a white mage. This motherfucker had like some clockwork shit going on in the air.
That's astrologian, but they shouldn't have been that low level. Well, I guess they can still sink down. So
This
That's
guy was
an
synced
Astra.
because he was wearing a pimp suit, and I imagine that's not low level. Right
Nah,
there.
nah,
He had
nah.
a bowler hat
you
and
gotta
some
wait for
Nikes
that.
on and a
Yeah,
pimp suit.
you
And
gotta
I was
wait
like,
for that.
obviously this guy knows something. He's too fresh.
Look at him. He's got a pimp hat.
He's too
He's gotta
fresh.
know
He's
something.
learned something. But this guy, so he was trying to help out the tank. He was explaining tank stance to him.
Yeah.
He didn't say shit to me about being a mage, so I felt like I was doing
your
it
job
correctly.
is just to hit buttons. And
Well,
kill
and I was
stuff.
transposing, right? And I was doing
Right.
that stuff, so I was having the infinite MP pretty much, Because once you get the hang of that, you pretty much don't run out of MP.
Right.
I figured that out. And I don't really understand what Thunder's for. It seems
Thunder's
like
a
it's
dot
basically
damage over time. So you want to make sure that that's on
you
them.
want
There
to
you
addle
go.
Thunder and then start hitting with my
There you
fire,
go.
fire,
There
fire,
you go.
transpose,
There
ice,
you
ice,
go.
ice,
Yes,
transpose. I got you. Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I understand how to play my role.
Right, right.
Yeah. And other than hitting them with thunder, I was pretty much doing it and sleep when I can, and then do the instant cast when I can, and
Right.
then do the
Well, sleep really
boom, boom,
isn't
boom,
that
right.
that efficient.
it's more
and low
I'm
level.
trying.
If you're
it,
by yourself,
Yeah.
it works very well because
Okay.
it can, like, if you're in danger, sleep them. And
but
then just get
but
away.
addle's an absolute though. I always
absolutely,
want to hit it.
right,
Okay, yeah,
yes,
yeah. Then I'm doing that right, and the guy was mostly just bitching at the tank, and he was like doing this like friendly bitching. You know what I mean? But it was still
Very passive
it was still
aggressive. Passive
fucking.
aggressive.
It was
Right.
still him bitching the whole time. And at some point he was like, I'm not trying to be a dick, man, but it'd be nice if you'd listen to me, because you are wiping the party, and eventually the tank is like, I'm listening to you, I just don't understand what you're saying, and he was like, okay. You need tank stance. You
Right.
need to do this. You need to make sure.
Well,
and,
what-
and
what-
we
what
stopped
job was
in the
the
middle of the.
tank?
I don't know.
Because some tanks don't get tank stance until a little bit later.
He was
Like
sword and
Paladin,
board.
It was sword and board. That's Paladin.
That's a
so
Paladin? Okay.
exactly. Lime, what level does Paladin get their enmity generation stance?
We'll
Because I
wait.
think that it's whatever. It'll come when it comes.
up,
but
yeah.
like I think Warrior gets theirs early.
Yeah.
I think Paladin might not even.
This guy had a tank stance. He figured it out. So I mean,
Yeah.
maybe he was a warrior with sword and board. I don't know.
No. Warrior uses an axe.
Level 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's level 10. So so he should have had. He should have had it.
Yeah.
So I mean, who knows? A lot of people just don't understand the way that these mechanics work. Another thing that people don't keep in mind is that some of the people that you talk to
Yeah.
aren't from America. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're dealing
This
with
guy
people
was
all-
obviously from America,
Right, you're
or
dealing with
or,
people all
or
around
maybe
the globe.
maybe England. But this
Right.
guy obviously had English as a major language, if
Right.
not a
Yeah.
first, then a very close second. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This
So
the
which
guy
guy?
that was
The tank,
no, what'd you call him?
the astrologian.
Astrologian.
Yeah.
that guy.
So-
Who was
but-
our healer, I guess.
But the tank, the one who wasn't understanding.
He seemed like he was responding with good English, but he just was responding with short sentences, which I mean makes
like I
sense
said,
to
you
me.
just never really
Yeah.
know until you get into Discord chat with people.
Oh, yeah,
you'd be
yeah.
amazed at some of the accents.
Well, so
you
we get to
know?
the boss though.
Right.
We get there, and right at the boss gate, our pimp leader over here decided he was like, "Hey, so is everybody new?" And we were like, "Yeah, we're all new." He was like, "Okay, so let me explain the boss," and he
Right.
kind of gave a quick rundown, and he was like, "So there are these grates on the ground. You got to right click them, and then you stop the mobs from spawning.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that those stop, and then we're gonna focus on this. We need 1 DPS in the back, 1 DPS in the front, and then
Goddamn,
we'll
dude.
basically." And so he was like going through this kind of stuff.
He's trying to tell you the right way to do it.
And then he was telling us like to go get our limit break, right? And I was going,
Which I haven't even seen
So
yet.
where's the limit break? And he was like, just scroll up in the chat. And I started scrolling up in the chat to try to figure it out, and I had my panel open. And at that point, everybody runs in the fucking boss room, and I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn it. Okay, so I didn't figure out where my limit break was.
No, limit break is the same for everybody.
Well,
it's
sure,
just
but
one
I
button
didn't
and
have my
you
ability
share.
on my bar, is what I was saying.
That's where people fuck up.
That's
right?
exactly it.
And then you learn that. And
Right.
then you learn not to not fuck that up.
Right. And so he was trying to tell me that, and then I got in there, and we started doing the thing, and I saw the grates, I saw the water. I'd right click on when nothing would happen. I'd right click on. You know what he didn't say?
is that you wait
stand
until
on them.
Right.
He didn't say
You have
shit
to
about
wait.
that. I had no idea that you
Well,
have to be in such close proximity to
look,
affect it, right?
And the truth of the matter is...
Well, hold on. And then he started bitching at me. Well, because DPS ain't doing his job. And I'm going, dude, I'm clicking on these. What am I doing wrong? I don't understand. And he was like, you're not doing your job. I'm like, well, that's not helpful.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
not, you know.
I mean, well,
like,
you're
I
dealing
understand
with...
my job. Let me click on the fucking grate. Now tell me
Oh,
why
shit.
why is this not working?
It is the worst, man, especially
know?
when you have nothing but text to communicate with.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
there's
saying?
Yeah.
Because
no
context-
inflection,
exactly,
there's a
context
delay.
gets lost,
Yeah.
and people already get frustrated, especially if you're dying. Had I been in that group, I would have been like, hey, ignore all the ads, full DPS on the boss, let's get out of here. And that's the actual way to do that.
I totally understand the short sentences thing because, I mean, even having a keyboard connected, me being able to control the character and chat at the same time is
imagine
Yeah.
if
fucking...
you're using
yeah,
a controller.
yeah,
you know what
I
I'm saying? Lime's a
absolutely
controller
can't, yeah.
player, and having your controller, and then especially when you're under duress,
Yeah,
trying to
absolutely.
type very quickly, that is tough.
It's- yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's very, very
Even
difficult.
hands on the damn keys.
You know?
Hell, as a black mage, I actually realized that it's better for me to not even touch my fucking mouse. If you use the numpad as you're targeting, and then you use the your spells and
Oh,
and,
that's
and
what
all
you were
that kind of
showing me
stuff.
last night.
Yeah, because that's easier for me to do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as soon as as I'm mouse heavy, then I'm thinking about clicking on stuff. I'm trying to
Yeah.
play it like
Right.
Diablo, and that's
Exactly.
not
Right.
that's not how
Not
to
the
do
game.
it. No, but I can quick scroll through all the shit if you just have it on the numpad.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
It makes way, and plus it puts a circle on them, so I'm
Yeah.
sure that
I
that's
know
the
you
one.
know
that
exactly
right.
which
you know,
one
because
you're
sometimes the
attacking.
thing on the floor doesn't. Because if you hit tab, it automatic. It does that cone, I guess,
Right.
that you're
Yeah.
talking about. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But you can't really. Here's the biggest problem with MMOs, and here's the biggest problem with what's happening right now with the success of Final Fantasy XIV. Assholes are everywhere, and there's no way to get away from them in any social
Right.
space. There's really
Yeah.
nothing that you could do.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you're going to come across somebody, especially now. This is one of the biggest caveats of Asmon jumping over, and all of a sudden, people have been playing WoW for so many years. and
Right.
hardcore
These jerks are coming
will
over.
allow themselves to step into this other world, who is this world that is known for having a very helpful and open community. Right. All of a sudden, you flood it with some less than savory people. Well, that becomes the community,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden,
Especially for the beginning players, because that's
Exactly.
everybody that's
and
flooded
it's very
in.
frustrating.
Yeah.
I've known people that it's like, oh well, he's a dick and I'm a healer, so I'm not going to heal him
Oh,
because
no,
he was
that's
rude.
not-
and he
that's
says-
don't do
and
that.
it's
Well,
just
you're
like,
ruining
okay,
the group.
it's-
You
right,
guys
right.
are all gonna
But
fucking die
It
now.
all starts with one person, right? It all starts with you sitting in your chair and how you interpret the words that came from another person, right? Sometimes I don't even look at chat logs, especially when people start bickering. I just stop looking at it, Another reason why I like to tank,
Yeah.
because I'm like, all right, y'all just follow me.
You
and
just
we're
do your
gonna-
job.
Yeah,
and
I'm
fucking
gonna do my
tank,
thing,
yeah.
and we're gonna handle this
Well,
business.
hell, if it
Right.
wasn't for the great mechanic, I would have been fine because I can do
Y'all
my
can
job.
Ignore all that
Right.
shit. I'ma
We
tell
did
you
the first
truth.
time and got fucking wiped.
Really?
Yeah.
With that Astro?
And
Really?
then he
Weak
was like, take the
sauce.
shortcut. I'm like, oh shit, there's a shortcut.
Yeah.
It's a shortcut on a portal. I'm like,
Oh, nice.
I like
You don't have to
that.
run
I
that
like how they
Sasha
post signposts
sucks,
and
man.
that.
I hate Sastasha
Well,
so
okay,
much.
so that makes me feel a little bit better. I mean, I'm at the second duty that I have to do, whatever that is. It's
That
in
is,
Grenada.
Gridania.
Yeah, that's why we
Gridania.
met up.
Yeah.
It's like 1,000 miles of Totorok.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that one a thing?
It's not as bad as Sastasha, because the problem with Sastasha is that you don't have any skills at that level.
Oh yeah.
Nobody has AoE, so that's the worst part about people.
I had
who,
AoE.
Exactly. The Thaumaturge got like AoE, but in a lot of cases, people don't have AoEs at that level. So because I will say that one of the metas of dungeon running is people just grab everything and go as far as they can.
Right.
And then the tank will sit there and mitigate, healer heals, everybody else just burn, right?
Burn.
And
I like burning.
when you get used to burn, baby, burn. When you get used to the way dungeons are laid out, like, I mean, it makes sense. Like, you just want to get through the content as quickly as possible in a lot of cases,
Well, I've mostly been hitting the main story, and that's really where I felt like I hit a speed bump. Is that I got to this, I did the last duty, and now I got bumped over to Gridania, and now I'm like, okay, now I got to hit another duty. Is it gonna suck, kind of like that last one?
It shouldn't. You won't be dealing with the same people, so that by itself is an upgrade.
Yeah, and it's a little further, so maybe that
you'll have
helps
more
out a bit.
abilities, and
Right.
you never know who you're gonna get, because they use a what's called a duty roulette system. So a lot of these people are doing their leveling roulette for the day, which gives you an experience bonus to whatever class you're playing as. But that being stated, you could get Sasasha. You could get a level 10, 15 dungeon.
Absolutely.
You could get a level 40. It's just based on your level. You can get anything up until your level. And so some of these people are going to be very ill-experienced, and some of them will just know the game, you know? And I will say, in a lot of cases, dungeons are weird. Like, people will jump in. They might say hello at the beginning, and then nobody talks, right? Unless things go wrong.
Well, I mean, if I have to know a specific thing about a boss mechanic,
well, you gotta ask the questions. You know what I'm saying? Like in a lot of cases, what I like to do, what I did before I became an old man, I just tell people, hey, this is my first time. Just when I come in, it's like, hey, first time, just let you know. And usually people will be a lot more patient. And so if you
see, but that's what got me about the dude telling him it's my first time, telling him I don't know what to do, and then him basically being like, "You're not doing your fucking job."
Yeah, it just sounds like a dick. Like, I mean, that's and there are those people. They're out there, and there's nothing that we can do about that, right?
Except for play with the boys.
Except for play with the boys. And that's why, like I said, I have a couple of groups I can add you guys to. So if you want to have access to those people, furthermore, there's always me, there's always Remy. We're always ready to rock.
Yeah.
So hey, you can always holler at us. There's always Lime. Lime's a beast.
That's what I was gonna say, man. Lime's right here.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I've thought about starting another character just to kind of get and like an alternate character just to kind of like experience a different class.
You can just pick one up.
Just pick one up.
Yeah, you can pick up any job you want. So so once you get to level 10 with a job, then you can pick up any job. So and you can just switch.
Do you have to go to a specific spot?
In Gridania, because you haven't done the Lemenzen Envoy yet, so you haven't gone to Limsa, you haven't gone anywhere else. Okay, so in Gridania, you also have the Archers Guild, so you can go Archers as well.
I've seen a lot of Archers and Lancers around there.
Yeah, that's where their guilds are.
Yeah,
and so if that's the job that you start as, you start in Gridania, and you have access to those too. Is there a third job in Gridania? Conjurer. Yeah. So you can go and pick up Conjurer as well.
Cool.
And so what? Ul'dah's Thaumaturge.
I was gonna build me a
Thaumaturge and Paladin or Gladiator.
I was gonna build me a giant ass monk with a pompadour.
Now if you wanted to recreate your character, they should give you a Fantasia.
No, I don't want to recreate my character. I like my dragon.
He just wants to start over again and get frustrated at the same beginning part that he's already been frustrated.
Right. Okay. Yeah,
I'm not really frustrated at it.
But
I think it's a solid game. There's just nothing really that I see in the game.
He wants to block everybody's view.
That's right.
Well, I mean, once again, I think that like the way that you're approaching this is going to limit the amount of enjoyment that you can possibly get out of it.
I gotcha.
Because without having at least allowing the possibility for expansion, which means like actually exploring the game and seeing what it has to offer, which is going to take more than 30 days. So that's just the truth of it. Yeah. If you put that hard cap, then and you want to find things that just like this is why I don't want to play this game, because it's an investment. And it,
so let's speak about
money.
That. What
I do
would
think
it cost?
That you won't say again.
What is it actually going to cost for us to play this? Yeah, but that's not all it's going to cost us. We also have to buy the game, right?
I mean, you can you got to buy the game. I think that went on sale. I think it's like maybe $30 or $40 for everything.
Yeah, for everything.
Yeah, I think it's right now $59.99 for Endwalker. So if you wanted to buy everything, including the new expansion that comes out towards the end of the year,
full price game.
Then the full price game. You pay that one time. People pay $14 a month. I pay like $33 because I've got like all these retainers and all this shit, and so that's in the budget, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is.
Yeah.
But I do worry that not worry. That's the wrong way to phrase it. But I do think that if it's like, okay, well, this is just going to be for this trial period, then I don't think that really gives you the time to enjoy to really experience what the game has to really offer. Because it's like, okay, if you just start off as a Lancer, then I mean that's cool and all, but it's also like the most rudimentary melee job.
Oh yeah.
And so if you look for any kind of complexity, it ain't there. It ain't there. It ain't gonna get there until you're like level 70 or level 80.
You just poke them.
Hit them with the pointy end. That's what we're doing, right? Like I had to stop playing it, and but then I started playing Monk.
Yeah.
I went over to Pugilist, and I was like, this is that shit. And so it might be a good idea to maybe try another
Just to
melee
try
class.
it, man.
Yeah,
'Cause you can have multiple characters.
Well, you're not that.
You can have multiple characters if you like, but one
Yeah.
character can do everything in the game.
You're not that
Okay.
far behind of being able to travel to the other two.
So I
major
might as well
cities.
just blast through the main story,
quest.
which is what I was
Exactly.
planning on doing tonight. I'm planning on like just kind of grinding on that main.
Like, I
quest
can see how doing all
Yeah.
the side quests, if you do every side
I mean,
quest
I
that you
like
come across,
yeah.
I'm a fan of doing them too,
Yeah.
but some of that shit has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, I
No,
You know
noticed
what I'm
that
saying?
too.
It's just like,
Not at
oh god,
all.
I need some orange juice, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Pretty
saying? Like, can you
Yeah,
Go
really.
get
go
beer, right?
Go over to Gilbert.
Man,
Get some orange
I
juice
got
from
this
Gilbert.
one,
Bring it to Frank. You know, it's a lot of fetch quests,
Here's
but
like-
no, I enjoy doing that because I get to run around the city and
Right.
kind of just look at stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if I'm gonna run around, I might as well pick up this quest. Might as well pick up
Yeah.
this one and just pick this
Yeah.
up. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I get to go fight shit now. Like one of the main quests that you were helping me on last night.
yeah.
I had to go kill some like raptor-looking dudes, and I'm sorry for everybody who actually plays this game. I haven't memorized any of these names.
Now, there are a lot of
There's
mobs.
so many names.
Lots.
But we were fighting these raptor dudes, and with you, we were kind of killing them. We were good. We were good. I went back there last night after you jumped off because I was just like, well, I still need to go get them eggs, and got torn apart. Immediately, and I was just like, "Oh, I actually have to kind of go grind and do other things right now."
Right,
So,
right.
like,
You gotta get your level up, and
because
then
that I think is part of my main quest. That's part of my story. That was a quest that one of the guys at the I guess it's an army camp or whatever for the Lancers.
what?
Just
I
say
get
sure.
the
Just say
Lancers
sure.
Guild, the guild
It's not
itself.
the guild. It's not the guild. It's
Oh,
some other,
like the storm, the
yeah,
serpents,
It's right after.
You got a
yeah,
call
the
out.
grand companies.
Sora, Katsuki.
Oh, what up, Sora? What up, girl?
What's up?
Heart shape, love you.
There you go.
Welcome to the chat.
But
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
and,
stop
and,
that
and
follow.
again, just running around with Philip last night, it was a lot of fun. And yeah, I
There's just a lot, man.
I just
And
wish we
honestly,
could have
like
joined
I
a
said,
party. That
Yeah,
would've been
Well,
I'd say
I
we
mean,
couldn't
there are a
join.
lot of restrictions that they put on you for having
trial.
the trial.
right, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Understandable.
so I think you can be invited to parties, but I don't think you can.
Yeah, because
start
I
them,
joined
right?
you that one
Yep.
time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
'Cause I joined
So that means we could both join you up,
right.
and
Yeah.
then we could all be in a
But I
party.
thought that you all just
Right.
couldn't. I thought that you couldn't like start a link shell or a free company, things like that. I thought they'd at least let you party
We
together.
can't even party with
Now,
each other,
is
and
that
I think that's
because-
kind of weak.
So you were never able to party with one another.
No.
What level are you?
Oh man, I'm probably
9
only
or 10.
about. No, I'm like 11 now.
Are you?
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so he's like 10 behind
So I'm
me.
pretty. I'm about to say I've played as much as I can, but I certainly have not played as much.
That's
as
just
Philip
crazy
right
that they
now.
wouldn't allow you to party. I wanna put eyes.
It's
on
also
that,
kind of
'cause that's
crazy to
odd.
me because he's saying
odd,
he was
fam.
saying that the fucking
Yeah, they're all on XL.
oh yeah we are absolutely
Yeah.
You should see them. They're cute.
You were saying straight up that like your leveling from doing the main quest, you feel under leveled from like for instance with the raptor and stuff. I've never felt that at all, and all I
Felt
hit was
underleveled?
Yeah, all I hit was main quest. I didn't even
Now,
do,
are you also
Well, and
are you also doing your job quests, your class quests?
I have no idea.
Okay, because
I
every
do not know.
5 levels, you actually have to go back to your guild and do a quest for them,
Shit.
and they'll
I
usually
haven't
give
been
you
doing
another
that either.
ability. Really, because you're probably missing spells.
I mean, I've been getting.
I wonder what spells
yeah.
I'm missing because
What
I
I
have
would
all the way
say-
up to fire 2.
well, you got what you got, but that's where like up until level 70. They would actually lock a few of your abilities through your job quests, right? So you have to go back
okay.
and do quests for them,
Yeah.
and they'll give you a new ability every once in a while.
I
After
gotta go
that,
back to
then it's
Ul'dah.
all-
Yeah, I'm learning
absolutely.
things.
Every once in a while, I mean, yeah, you're part of that guild, man. You got to go
Okay.
turn in and talk to them about your
Yeah,
adventures.
yeah.
Let them know
Okay.
about your exploits.
I got you.
You know,
Yeah, cool.
and so that might be the case. Once again, without actually seeing it, it's really hard to really predict,
Right.
Because there are so many different avenues
Oh,
that
absolutely.
can be the issue. Because usually Lancer
Well, I mean,
is
it's not
actually
even
very
really
strong.
all that. Yeah, it's not even really all that much of an issue because I
Right.
mean, I genuinely.
Well, you don't wanna
enjoy-
die.
No, I don't want to die, but I genuinely enjoy grinding and having an
Man.
excuse to do it. It's just like, oh, okay,
I
cool.
kept
can
not
do it.
setting my respawn crystal to the close one, and
Oh,
I'd have
wow.
to walk from fucking wherever, and
yeah.
I'd pass it and be like, no, I'll get it. It's fine.
Right,
I don't need to do that.
No, always a tune.
Always set it to home. And then when I figured out you can go on the map and actually just teleport with money, you know, that's nice.
I'm telling you, you don't have to. You get to a point where you don't have to walk anywhere.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they want you to.
I want to check it out.
They want you to
Yeah.
struggle
Yeah.
first, right? Like right now, you're having to
Uh-huh.
walk around a lot. Soon, once you start getting mounts and stuff, you ain't never gonna walk again.
How long does it take to get a? You never gonna walk again.
Oh no! Telling you, they're rolling in the regalia from Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like 4-door.
What?
Yeah.
You were talking about the Magitech armor. They have that in there too, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Absolutely.
boy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want one of them. I
Man.
probably won't get one.
I want
but
some-
I want
you,
one of
oh,
them.
no, you get
Flies.
those. You get those for free, man.
Oh,
Level
really?
50, oh yeah, they'll just give you Magitech.
Damn.
I got a gold one. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they'll give you all of those.
Well, let's go get our Magitech,
I mean,
Phil.
Well,
I'm
you gotta
pretty
be
sure
level
that
50.
within
Yeah, well,
this
yeah.
30 days, I should be able to get to 30 or so from the way it looks, I guess.
You might
know?
surprise yourself, especially if you start doing your roulettes every day.
Yeah.
Then you can hit 50 in 30 days.
Yeah.
That's no problem at
I'm
all.
going to see how far I can get,
Right
and
on.
then we'll see
Yeah, gonna keep
how
pushing.
I feel about it.
Yeah, just keep it
Yeah.
open mind,
Yeah,
because
that's
it does suck to have a.
I just got to get some
subscription,
friends to play
you know?
with
Well,
on
I
these
mean,
duties.
You got friends. You just gotta holler.
I just-
You know what I'm saying? You gotta holler. We don't know when you're just online. If you're not a part of any groups, you just kind of exist. And who knows? I mean, I might have just run right past y'all and never know.
Probably
Even though
did.
we're
even look
friends,
at
I don't
me.
think you accepted my friend request.
How do I do that?
It
What
would
do I
just
have to
pop
do?
Up. It would pop up in the lower right-hand corner of your screen.
Okay.
And so you would just click that. Now, I sent you a friend request before I sent you a party request.
I
And
gotcha.
so,
and I think I might have just hit the party request at one
right,
time.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
I need to figure that
Were
out.
you two able
do
to become friends?
I don't think
it
we
doesn't
tried
let us
that
do
at
that
all.
either.
Yeah.
We need to explore.
I mean, I hit the button. It said this is not allowed in the trial
Oh,
version.
wow. They
yeah,
just
that's
tell
what
you
I'm
up
saying.
front that you can't have friends.
I can't have
Oh.
friends.
Wait,
I can't have a
but
party.
I'm your
I
friend.
can't.
Okay, you can't invite people. That's what it is. You can.
I can't send any shit to somebody else. They can send it
Right.
to me if
that's,
they're
that's an interesting
paying.
decision.
Yeah, it's a weird
That's a
one.
really weird decision because it seems like, from a developer standpoint, they would want you as a new player to find other new players that are on an even kilter as you.
Right, right,
And
and
then
that's what I would
maybe the
think.
game would get its hooks into you
Right. Absolutely.
through just familiarity
Right,
with this
yeah,
new player,
exactly,
right? And
yeah.
so then that's like instant community building, right?
It said it's to stop from free bot accounts from
then-
spamming.
yeah.
That makes sense,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, you
that's
just get on
true.
there and you're trying
That's
to
very
sell
true.
items
Yeah.
and bullshit like
Oh,
that.
and that
Did
shit
they have a problem
You
with
were
with gold?
blacklisting the second you started playing. We had to start blacklisting people, guild spammers and shit. And so,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what that was.
Yeah,
That's what she's talking
that's
about,
right.
you know?
Yeah.
And they will. Like, people have gotten their accounts hacked.
So they'll do that
Oh,
shit.
really?
They'll spend real money on Gil in that as well.
Well,
It's-
they want
is it
you to
just as
spend
bad?
money
Well,
for Gil.
I know that.
Yeah.
but
Right.
players will actually do that. They'll buy.
Yeah.
Man, that is
Apparently so,
still
because
crazy
these
to
guys,
me.
because
It's still crazy.
Gil has really, it has a very minimal function in this game. as a
Teleporting.
whole. That's about it,
Yeah.
right?
I've
But when
noticed
you-
that.
If you have 1,000,000 Gil, you can
Yeah.
teleport forever.
Yeah, but
right?
do
It
you
doesn't
do you
matter.
need to buy equipment for real?
No,
I've been getting it off quests.
This is
Yeah.
the thing. When I first met your character, I was
Yeah.
going to give you 100K. They wouldn't let me trade with you for whatever reason, and so it didn't happen. But that 100K was going to come with a little stipulation of don't spend this shit because the game
Yeah.
does a great job of gearing you up as you
I can
go.
tell. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you
I
don't
haven't-
have to buy things. People get impatient. They're like, okay, well, I want to
No,
buy the
man.
best stuff.
I've been
I'm
getting-
like,
I mean,
you're going to outgrow that
I-
in about 30 minutes to an
Yeah.
hour.
I mean, I bought an eye patch just because I wanted,
I feel you.
Yeah.
You
Because
know?
why not an eye patch?
Want to look like Slick Rick.
That's
You
right.
know? Snake Plissken.
That's right.
You know?
That's awesome.
You know, and so, but yeah, that's generally what money ends up being all about. Is like for buying housing, for buying glamours.
Yeah,
and
about to
like-
say, I'm sure there are people out there that'll just buy just outfits just because they want them.
Yeah, but there are usually other ways
But
to
it's
go
not
about
really-
getting stuff.
Yeah, it's not even really like.
and then
yeah,
you have crafters too, so you can just learn to make things yourself.
Because
if
my
you-
armor,
yeah,
and,
absolutely,
my
yeah.
armor and spears have all come from my. From
Is
any
crafting
quests
a
that I
big
did.
deal in Final Fantasy?
Crafting is. It's not
Okay.
a prerequisite. Like, you don't have to ever. I didn't craft at all. I've been playing this game for 8 years. 7 of those years, I never crafted.
Man, because it
Never.
seemed like a
Just
like a
didn't-
necessity in WoW. You know?
Right, right. This is not a necessity at all, but it is thing one kind of fun to do.
Yeah.
Thing two, it's kind of awesome to be able to make your own weaponry, and not have to pay top premiums,
Yeah.
in order to
Absolutely.
get something that might be difficult to get a material for, and then you get the
Oh,
material
yeah.
yourself, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I can turn this into this badass glowy sword.
Mhm.
Like so. It's one of those things that you can opt to do now.
I loved
The-
your sword, by the way.
Oh
shit
yeah,
popping
yeah,
out,
yeah,
yeah.
That was Seria's spine. That shit
Yeah,
was sick.
dude.
But the other side of it is that there are some pretty amazing storylines in the crafting arcs, right?
I got
So like the Weaver, they have their own stories. You know, the
Gotcha.
Blacksmiths got their own stories as well. And so if you just like stories, if you like lore, then it's a great option. And if you like making money.
Right.
You know, because then you're the one who can make these outfits and then put them on the market, and then people are buying your shit, you know, because they don't want to take the time to make it.
Where is that? Where's the market? Is it a
the market
unified
boards?
auction house? pretty much?
Well, they're all linked to the major cities.
Okay.
And so in Ul'dah and Limsa Lominsa and Gridania, you know, they all have their message boards.
And they're
then, of
separate
course,
per city?
Yes,
Yeah.
and they actually all, if you put something up in Limsa and somebody buys it in Gridania,
that
there's
the
actually a tax.
Is that the
so,
Oh,
yes,
what?
sir. Yes, sir.
What?
So you can always see where things are being sold from, and then if you buy it from that place,
Yeah.
you're gonna save yourself some cash.
Yeah.
Man, that's
Is that
crazy.
the only
Yeah,
way
it's so good.
to sell things? Because I've got a few things in my inventory that I'm just like, I don't need these.
Well, if you feel that way, everyone else probably does as well.
I
just to
got
be honest with you, because
Yeah.
like where you
well,
are right
I'm
now,
just asking. It's like
everybody
I
gets-
can't just roll up
no,
to.
here's the weird
yeah.
thing about Final Fantasy 14 is once you start using an item, then it
Gotcha,
starts
thanks, Lauren.
becoming spirit bound to you, and
yeah.
you can no longer sell that item.
Right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so it becomes yours forever.
Yeah,
you
but I
know?
mean, I've been getting these. Man, I don't know what they call, but they're like little bags of gold from.
Oh
like,
no, definitely sell
Yeah.
those.
sell
that's
those.
The
That's
purpose
what
for
I'm
those.
trying to
Yeah.
figure out. Where do I sell those?
Oh, just go to
How?
any vendor.
Okay.
All right, and then just go into your like it'll show you your inventory on one side, the vendor's inventory.
All right.
You just go to your side and just click on it.
And just start
it'll sell it.
pulling them over.
Yeah, if you just click on it, it should just it'll automatically sell it.
Oh,
And
okay.
so yeah.
There, I know something now.
Right,
You
you
know a
you can
thing.
right click
The
it
more you
and
know.
then say just sell item and it'll just
Right.
sell
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just easy.
Okay. I was
But that's
getting
what those
very
bags
confused.
of money are for.
Right. Exactly. And that's why I was just like, well, I can get rid of these.
Right,
Like, what-
right. Some people do put those on the market boards for other people to buy, and some
Right.
people will buy them, which is the weirdest thing for me because they have a very set value, and some people will still buy them over value. I don't get it.
Okay.
Yeah, just people, man.
You don't make a thing out of them or
You
anything?
know,
Different
nope,
strokes,
nope,
man.
Just
nope,
for
you
selling.
Yep, that's all they're there for. And
Okay,
people-
whatever,
You
man.
just make money from 'em.
Whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
man. It
So-
is what it is.
Inflation, right?
That's right.
Right. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's interesting that it's interesting to know, sometimes it's very easy to forget what that game looks like from the bottom floor.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
as the ceiling rises and you realize how high the ceiling is, you do kind of lose sight of that ground a little bit, right? And you can go back and help people that are in that phase,
Right.
But it's something else entirely. I mean, you're looking at a giant fucking mountain to climb. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
just be completely honest. And so it can be a little daunting.
It can be a little intimidating at times, but I
Right.
mean, I don't know. I like it. I'm having fun.
cool. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
At
That's
the
all
end
that
of the
matters.
day, That's
Yeah.
all that matters. And if y'all want to ever run some stuff, I'm always here for you.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to try to run one with some people I know.
Right.
And
Right.
more knowledge about how to accomplish the goal.
Right.
I might want you to look and make sure I actually am not fucking anything up
Yeah.
at this point.
Well, I mean, the odds are very likely. Like DPS responsibility in early levels is very, very low. You just gotta kill stuff.
Target the right thing, blast it to death.
That's it. Don't mess up your rotations if you can.
Yeah.
But you honestly don't even have rotations yet, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Just hit the buttons, right?
Yeah.
But for someone like a tank who's just learning, that is a terrifying experience. Some people don't play tank for a long time because they see what happens when tanks fuck
You
up.
have a lot of
Same way with
responsibility,
healers,
huh?
man. And some people,
Yeah.
look, man, you put like hundreds of miles of distance between people, and you put a screen up so that you will never actually see their face.
Yeah.
You might really see the cruelest side of some people.
Oh, yeah.
And they're gonna express this shit to you, and it's just like, man, what? We're all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I think that a big problem with Final Fantasy is that some people take it really too seriously
Yeah,
and forget to
that's-
have fun.
That's the MMO
you know?
problem, though,
right?
right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is
it's-
usually what turns me off. Is
right.
those
you know,
people.
like, this is
you know?
my life, and this is what it's supposed to be like. This, and it's like, bro, like if you die, there's no death penalty.
Nothing. at
Yeah.
all.
There's no death. Like you're,
Just some time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like, okay, we got to start over now. Can that be frustrating? Sure, but at the same time, give people room to learn, right? Give them room to grow. What we got?
He said sub level 50 is like picking up a pebble on Mount Everest.
It's the facts. It's the facts, right?
That's
And
great.
then like once you get about a good 20, 30, 40 meters up,
Yeah.
and you start looking down and you start looking up, and
You're
it's
like,
just
oh,
oh
shit.
shit,
Yeah.
and you're like, we've come too far.
Yeah,
You know,
can't go back now.
Exactly. And it does start getting exhilarating. The air gets a little thinner, and so you start feeling a little high.
Well, I'm gonna keep rocking it, man. I think me and him are both gonna keep rocking it for the time being.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, next topic
Our main topic, the skeleton key.
from 2005.
That's right.
Goddamn
Let's see.
Devereaux, man.
Let's
That's
see.
right.
Goddamn
Directed by.
Devereaux.
That's
yeah.
why you suggested this.
Amongst many other reasons. Yeah.
There you go. Directed by Ian Softly, starring Kate Hudson, Peter Sarsgaard, Joy Bryant, Gina Rollins, and John Hurt.
And John Hurt, yeah.
John
Love me some John Hurt, dude.
Even though he doesn't say a goddamn thing the whole fucking movie.
He says a couple of mumbles.
He
He
says
says-
everything you need him to say.
That's
Yeah,
right.
dude,
That's
that
right.
look
He
in
is
his
really
eyes.
good,
that's
man.
everything,
Yeah.
man. That's
all you
everything.
need.
All right, so I mean, this is one of those movies that when I first saw it, I saw it in the theater, and I didn't know anything about it. Went into it completely blind, and I hated it. Right?
Oh, yeah.
I hated it up until the very end, and then
I-
the very end happened, and I was just like,
Yeah.
like, all right,
Yeah.
this became one of my favorite movies of all time.
Absolutely.
So that being stated,
How'd
you all feel?
spoilers already? If
Yeah.
you
I mean,
haven't
the
seen
movie
it,
came
it's
out in
good.
like
It's okay.
2006,
Good.
right? So
Yeah, 2005.
2005.
Yeah, but I mean,
We're
some
good to go.
people.
You're right.
You know,
You're right.
some people.
In case you were just waiting on the story from the skeleton key.
Wait, what
Yeah.
movie? The Skeleton Key. Yeah, the
It's
Skeleton.
up
look.
top.
Huh?
We have
I did
topics
the, I
up
did
top.
the thing
Ayo.
that was suggested, and now have topics. What you
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth a watch.
Absolutely.
You know, it's an hour and 47 minutes.
I
that earns every minute.
when it first started, I had a problem with the pacing.
Oh yeah.
It was really getting on my nerves.
It was just too slow.
No, it was too fast. I felt like
Really?
the editing was really choppy.
Huh.
You know, initially. Now I rewatched at least the beginning this morning, and didn't have as much of a problem. I think it's once you know what's coming, you can pick up on all the
Because
little.
they're telling you shit the entire
yeah,
ride.
the whole
they are.
time.
Yeah.
The whole time.
It's breadcrumbs.
I do feel like Kate Hudson is probably the weak link.
If anyone, I agree. I was thinking about this yesterday.
It's
we
not
we
that
rewatched
she's
it.
even all that bad. Yeah, it's not even that she's all that bad.
We watched it yesterday, and it's funny because I was thinking the exact same thing,
Right.
Scott. I really, really was. But I think that the whole point is that she's this like clueless, like devil may care. Like it doesn't matter. I'm bigger than this situation.
I don't
You
believe
know,
in
like,
any
I
of this
am-
stuff. Let me fuck with it.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Because I am so entitled, and
Right.
what I think is the right thing to do at all times. That's why I'm going to run around these people's houses and go through all their shit,
So-
even though I'm here to take care of this
So
old
she's
man.
just
Right.
You
entitled.
know, I'm just that's right.
Yeah.
So,
So
I
I
think
guess-
that shallowness of her character was the character.
Well, intentional,
Yeah.
but still at the same time, you're also, you're acting around, you're acting with,
If you
John
call it
John
acting.
Hurt,
Right.
You know, so, I
Who was
mean,
actually acting over there, by the way.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Terror. in
I
that
Oh,
guess
man's face.
man.
I guess we should
God.
summarize the plot.
Oh yeah.
What had happened?
Oh yeah. I got a good one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Curiosity killed the Kate Hudson.
Or did it kill her?
I mean, might as
Worse?
well.
Worse?
Worse than
Worse?
death.
Worse?
Yeah.
It was just a
Yeah.
trade.
Yeah, it's more
Yeah.
like a
It
trade.
So Kathy Bates is this doctor.
That's
she
not
gets
Kathy
fed.
Bates.
Sorry,
No, man.
sorry. For some reason, I keep.
Because
Kate
no,
Hudson.
hold on. Let's just go ahead.
Get that out of the way.
It's because this movie feels a lot like Misery.
It does.
It does.
It feels a lot.
yeah,
it also
absolutely.
feels a lot like Resident Evil 7.
It does.
Yeah.
It's very
It-
much, but it preceded
right.
Resident Evil 7, so
Right.
it makes you really think when you look at the set design.
Dude,
it's like,
there's
man,
some
y'all,
shots that look like the fucking
that
beginning
look
of
like,
7,
it looks
and I'm going
exactly like
like,
the Dolby House. I'm like,
come
y'all,
on, guys.
dude, this
Yep.
is this
How
once
long
again,
y'all been
Capcom,
ripping?
They've been ripping,
Man.
dude.
Yeah.
They've been ripping.
But-
Those big pots on the stove, you know what I'm saying? Just like
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is like literally the Dolby House.
it is,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So Kate Hudson, she's a doctor. She gets fed up because people don't care that people die in hospitals.
Yeah, and hospice care.
And so she becomes a hospice care
Giver.
Giver.
Well,
there you
she
go.
goes and works for a family in the swamps, the
Yeah.
Devereaux family, and she would rather work with one person and actually help them
Right,
and care about their
then just wait for
transition
people to
death.
die. Wait
Right.
for the people that she cares for to die. I gotcha. Understandable. But anyway, so she rolls up to the house. It's John Hurt and
Not
Gina-
Kathy Bates.
and not Kathy Bates. And what is it? He's not paralyzed per se.
He had a
I
stroke.
mean, are
He
we
had a
gonna?
stroke.
Yeah.
They said he
Okay,
had a
there we go.
stroke in the attic. They found him that way. He can't talk anymore.
Right.
There's a young lawyer that's there that's attending.
Pete Sarsgaard.
Right, and
Yes.
and he's attending to the estate.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's the one who actually hired Kate Hudson's character of Caroline.
Exactly.
Boy,
her
he's
on.
just a good old boy.
He's
That's
just a good
right.
old boy.
He's just a good old
You know,
lawyer.
trying to do
Yeah,
right
that's
by these old
That's
folks.
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
Sure do care about your boys.
That's
schooling.
right. And and their checks clear.
And their checks clear. That's what he said.
God, man. Okay, well, we'll get there.
He's
Yeah,
a good, he's a
right?
good slime ball. Like I
Oh,
think immediately.
Well, I mean, honestly, I
you
think he
get
was
it.
kind of likable in the beginning. He just seemed
That's
like
why I
he
mean
was
he's a
just
good slime ball.
vapid.
Right?
He's like, yo,
Yeah.
he's just an idiot. Like,
He's
you
just
know?
Yeah.
whatever.
And he never really like tries to flirt with Caroline. Like
No,
you'd
he
expect that
doesn't
to come out of
actually.
the
Not
No,
really.
gate.
Yeah.
no,
And there's a
he
reason
plays
for
it
that as
straight.
well.
Yeah, he's
You know?
just because he's not trying to make that gesture.
Right.
No,
Mm-mm.
you
He
know,
doesn't even
that's
want
not
to
what
put
it's
that in
about.
their head at
Right.
all.
Right.
No, he wants her to feel comfortable
Exactly.
and safe. And the old lady keeps going, "Oh well, she's not going to understand the house.
Uh-huh.
She's not
And
gonna,
I
not gonna
don't like
understand
her.
the house.
He's
Yeah.
like, oh, would you have preferred a southern accent?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like that line right there.
man.
That lane
I'm
right
telling
there.
you, man, because the whole time you're just like, oh shit, you know,
They
she'd
leave
rather
a
have
trail of
somebody who-
breadcrumbs.
They really do. This girl's shopping for a dress.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? Like,
Uh-huh.
you know, we're over here like, oh, you know, she wants to have somebody who has southern drawl so she feels more comfortable. It's like, nah, cuz, like, she wants that dress
You have to
to
update.
fit. You know, exactly.
that's right.
So she doesn't have to change the way that she speaks.
Yeah.
And it makes it more natural for her to integrate with the world.
Right.
Anyway, proceed.
But anyways, so as
God, I love this movie.
as,
I do, man. I love it.
as Kate Hudson is caring for John Hurt, she I guess she's given a skeleton key, which gives her access to any room in the house. Well, she
Yes.
goes up to the attic, finds this door. When she goes into the door, she finds all the
Well, at first she couldn't get into the door.
She
The
first
key
she couldn't
didn't
get
work.
into the door
Yep.
and asks not
Mrs.
not-
Devereaux.
Yeah.
I know you're
Not
watching,
Kathy,
Mama.
not Kathy Bates. Hey, why can't I get into this door? And
no, there should never be a sequel to this movie.
no,
No, there shouldn't.
yeah, but why can't I get into this door? So, and then she gives her the big thing, and like she doesn't like mirrors, and there's no mirrors in the house, and
That's fucking weird. Where all
because
the
you can
mirrors,
see the
don't worry about
ghosts and stuff, and so she tells her this story
About the hoodoo.
about the hoodoo, which is actually in the movie.
Well, she tells you a story about the previous owners of the house, which, you know, they were incredibly cruel people, and they had 2 children, and one day they had 2 children, they had some slaves. 2 of the slaves were Mama Cecile and Papa Justify.
Yeah.
Who they
Papa
would
Justify.
Papa
That's
Justify,
such a
dude.
name.
That's
So
awesome.
say, oh, break me from these chains, Lord. You know, and so they were
And
having
made
a
records.
party.
They made records.
They did. They made records hit after hit,
Hit
after,
after
hit,
hit after
dude.
hit.
But they were having a party at the house, and while all these, you know, well-to-do white folks are drinking,
Yeah.
sorry, throw it out like that, but that's the way they paint.
I
the
mean,
whole
that's the
thing.
way it is.
That's the way they paint the whole
Hey,
thing.
I wasn't
And,
kidding when I said this movie had themes.
Yeah, right.
Plantation, man.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, they're having this garden party and everything, or party in the swamps, and all of a sudden, the people can't find the kids. They don't know where
Right.
the kids have gone, and so
think
everyone's
it's
all
a game.
drunk. So they're making a game out of it. They're looking
Hide
around
and
trying to
seek.
find all the kids.
Yeah.
Can't find the kids. They finally find the kids, and they're upstairs in the attic with Mama Cecile, Papa Justify. The kids are sitting in a circle of candles with like chalk drawn around them. You know, like, I mean, we're conjuring something here.
Yeah.
Something's going down. But Mama Cecile and Papa Justify are like freaking the fuck out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So
Season up.
They
Season up.
season up. And so all the people come, grab them, of course, hang them, you know, make a public display of it, burn them alive while they're
Yeah.
hanging, et cetera, et cetera. You know, the
Oh,
kids
and
see
when
the
you
whole
know.
thing. Right.
Oh.
You
You
know,
know.
and the kids are sitting there watching the whole thing, and it's just like, so the kids ended up inheriting the house, and then, you know, we have the current owners, the Devereaux,
Right.
who have the house.
And they said they purchased it from the children.
Yeah.
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 That's their story.
That's, yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, continue. That was just an important little caveat about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because they spin you.
Anyways, John Hurt's trying to escape. Not Kathy Bates doesn't want him to.
Take your remedies.
Just
give him his remedies.
And Kate Hudson decides that she's going to try to get John Hurt out of there.
Yeah.
Action ensues. And
he falls from a roof.
He falls from a roof. She wrecks her car into a gate. She goes on a boat ride.
Right, you know, like all these things. I'm just like, okay, that's like Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Saints and Sinners.
Oh,
you know
totally.
Reminded me of that a lot.
Yeah.
But also, once again, Resident Evil.
But
7.
come to find out, Peter Sarsgaard, good old boy lawyer, has been working with not Kathy Bates
the whole time.
we're
Because when
not really
when she
sure.
goes to
And
escape
when I-
to talk to him
Yeah.
about the situation,
He's just like, I gotta
he's
take this call.
Yeah. And it
Let me
happens to
record
be
this.
Miss Devereaux.
My tape
Yeah.
recorder real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I better record this." And then he comes back in the room and chokes her.
Yeah.
You know,
She
immediately.
goes,
And she's
'Cause she
figuring
finds
it
that
out
album.
too.
She found the record.
She found the record.
Yeah.
She
Because she
found the
knows he
skeleton
is fuck,
key.
man. If she
found
wasn't running around like looking through people's stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah, when I first saw that, I was just like, wait, okay. So he was earlier in the movie, he was talking about trying to get their affairs in order and stuff like that. It's like, so wait,
If you want to
are
watch
they-
this movie and enjoy it to the maximum
Yeah,
potential, I would probably
Again,
mute
spoil.
us. I mean, this is spoilers.
spoilers
So
for,
know
for
that.
all throughout.
Yeah.
But like I was thinking it's just like, okay, they're obviously working together, but are they just drugging him? You know, are they just drugging
It seemed
him
like
and
a
then they're gonna run
simple-
off with the money?
Exactly.
Right.
You know,
It seemed like
once he-
something like that.
something
Yeah.
to that degree. That is not the case.
No, but when Kate Hudson, right before she gets choked out, she's looking at the books. She sees that he basically just has the updated, what is it, family law or
just different
whatever.
law books, you know,
Yeah.
because he's obviously trying to update himself on how to
Be a lawyer.
it's like things
Yeah.
that lawyers should already know,
Right.
You know,
Right.
You
He's-
should have.
This is
Yeah,
all
before you
year
got
one
your-
books and
yeah,
shit,
for
you
real.
know, and he's basically trying to do the bare minimum of trying to get this house in someone else's name,
Because
which at that
he
point
ain't
you don't know.
actually a good old boy.
No. So we
Don't look at
saying
me.
it?
No, y'all go ahead. This
ahead.
is your first
Go ahead.
experience. I'm more interested in hearing how you all perceive shit because I've seen this movie like 30 times.
So the whole time at this point, I was still thinking that like it's like a misery thing,
Right.
and she's
Yeah.
just trying to get the house out from under the old man,
Or
and
something to that
like
effect.
that. You know,
Yeah.
maybe she's gonna run
I was
off with
thinking-
the young
maybe
lawyer
the
dude.
maybe the
right.
maybe the lawyer is like their son is what I was thinking.
nephew or some kind of
or
thing.
something part of the family or whatever,
Right.
or like, and somehow they've concocted this scheme to like, oh, this is how we're gonna get all the money.
Yeah,
Right.
you know?
exactly. Yeah.
See,
yeah.
I was sitting there thinking that, like,
Inheritance, some
maybe,
kinda-
like, you know, he had been possessed by one of these ghosts.
Okay.
You know, maybe that's the reason why they were pulling the mirrors down.
Why
'cause
John Hurt was
right? You know, because she was
specifically-
like Mrs. Devereaux. She was like, well, whatever they did to him, I'm not gonna let him get to me.
Right,
Right.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
they just kind of throw you off the trail.
Absolutely.
Right there. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, so
Well,
there
because
is
she's
something
playing
in
it
this
playing it up.
house.
Yeah.
She's
Right.
playing it up.
You know, because the whole
A
goal is
lot.
to make Caroline believe.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that's the whole
Yeah.
thing, you know. So
But it isn't until that last minute that she puts it all together. You know, she's
it isn't until that last minute that the movie kind of just snaps into focus.
and yeah,
well, it was
yeah.
always in focus. That's the thing. Is that
that's
you
the
don't
thing,
realize that
you
until
don't
you're watching your
realize
second
it,
time
though.
through.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then it's like, oh God.
Yeah.
Like really? Like like I was trying to watch the movie through the eyes of someone who had never seen it before,
Right.
which is very, very difficult to do when you
Oh,
know,
easily.
because
Yeah.
the movie becomes like 10 times, like exponentially more exciting
Oh,
when
easily.
you do know, because
Yeah.
it's like, this was actually well written. I thought this movie was written like shit.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
And
I
it's
thought it
just
was
like,
paced like
It's-
garbage. I
it-
felt
it
like
really
they were
felt that way
yeah,
for a
I
while.
felt like
Yeah.
I felt like at least at the beginning, it really like I stopped getting so offended at the pacing and the editing once it kind of hit the main stride towards the middle. That's when I was just like, okay, this is a solid movie, but if it's just a generic ghost movie, then whatever. There's
Right.
a million of them, especially from 2005.
Yeah.
But it really isn't until the twist to when everything just kind of slots into place and you're just like, oh no,
fuck.
this actually had a lot more going on.
Did you ever figure it out? Was there ever a point like before the end where you knew?
No.
Okay.
No, I will say no.
Same here.
No,
Yeah.
and then all of a
Same
sudden,
here.
you know, she starts revealing it. It's pretty much when she's in the salt circle.
Oh,
that
dude,
you figured
she
out.
set that whole shit up.
She
the
set-
homegirl
yeah.
tore that thing out.
She got a
Circle of
special
possessions, got that
seal, thinking
COP.
she's gonna protect
Uh-huh.
I like how she
herself.
runs around
Yeah.
the house just pouring that shit
Oh,
around
yeah.
while they're
Absolutely.
chasing her.
Oh yeah, she's like, she fixed the door. I can't get up the stairs.
Can't
You
get
know,
up the
she's
stairs,
backing
yeah.
herself in.
Uh-huh.
You
Yep.
know, and they're just over here. And when she crawls up, she's like, I think you broke my legs.
Yeah. Oh,
And
I
she was
know.
just like, oh,
She
you
just
can't,
love
you
that,
can't get in
dude.
this circle. This is a circle of protection. It'll keep me safe.
Oh,
It's like,
is that what that is?
Right?
Who told you that?
That circle doesn't do anything but protect you from leaving it.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Dude, when that mirror comes, slaps her, and
Oh,
hits
yeah,
down, dude.
absolutely.
I like
that
the
gave
way
me
they did that.
nightmares.
Mhm.
Like, it
That was
really
super
did.
cool.
Just
But
Mama
basi-
Cecile's face. And
Exactly.
actually, all the transit. Okay, so what ended up happening is that Mama Cecile and Papa Justify actually found a spell to
Migrate.
extend their lifespan
Yeah.
at the cost of someone else's.
By
But what they-
body swapping, essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what they were essentially doing is swapping their soul into the shell of someone else, and their soul, the victim's soul, goes into their old bodies. So this
Right.
whole time, you know, that we've had, you know, Mr. Devereaux in bed, you know, looking terrified. That's because all of a sudden, this young man, the attorney,
Yeah.
his soul is in this body.
Right.
Yup.
So
Absolutely.
Caroline the whole time is like looking at him, and he's looking at her, holding onto her wrist, just like, but he can't communicate.
Yeah.
Right?
He can't
She,
say
And
she's
so-
feeding him milk of the poppy over there.
Exactly,
Yup.
exactly. No, he's getting his little remedies.
Yeah, the remedies.
the
Don't ever
remedies.
take them if they're called remedies. You just-
Absolutely
no,
not. You know,
No.
twice a day, no, man. That's
But yeah,
excessive.
so they've essentially been body swapping, which as soon as that hit, it came into place. Because you were talking about the flashback scene.
Boy,
Yeah.
when you realize what's
When you
going
realize,
on here,
when you
that means they burnt their
burnt
own
their
fucking
children
kids
alive.
in the slaves' bodies.
Absolutely.
The kids are the ones
Yeah.
that
They've just
felt
kind of
that.
been bouncing
Absolutely.
to body
Yuck.
over the years,
Uh-huh.
just kind of keeping them alive. And again, obviously, by the end of the movie, not Kathy Bates gets into Kate Hudson's body,
Right.
And they're
And so not Kathy Bates is all broke up on the ground, right?
Yeah.
not
And-
able to talk.
Right, and then
Paramedics come.
Kate gets up with the lawyer, and
And
both of them
smokes
are
that
like,
cigarette.
"Well, now we immediately lights that cigarette."
Yeah.
Hits
That's
that clove
that's
on
how
him.
you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, she had the cigarettes in her hand at the point of her, because she knew that once she swapped souls,
She
that's
wanted
gonna
a
be- she's gonna
cigarette.
wanna
Let me
smoke.
go ahead and
Yep.
give you these,
You know,
lady.
she
Here
had
you
that
go.
right there, dude,
Yeah,
with a
and
lighter,
her
everything.
whole that's when Kate Hudson like kind of shines because then her
Honestly,
demeanor boom shifts
Yeah,
right there. She's no
immediately.
longer the ditz.
Uh-huh.
She's now the old lady, and it totally changes.
It works.
Her friend that she had
Oh,
called
when
in the
she shows
panic
up.
shows
Yeah.
up with the cops, and they're all trying to suss out the situation. And of course, she's going like,
I don't
You
know.
know,
who
I
you
don't
are.
know.
I don't-
She
yeah,
didn't
I don't
know
know
who
who
she
you
was.
are.
And she's like, well, I'm her roommate.
And
She's
she's
like,
like,
oh,
yeah,
fiddlesticks.
yeah, she
No,
did
no,
call.
I
Where's
did,
my
yeah,
mind?
right.
Well, I mean, it was all because the lawyer went up to her first. It's like, hi, you
Trying to
know,
buy some time.
That's right.
trying to
Yeah.
buy, s-
Trying to
well,
figure
trying to
out.
figure, well, trying to
Hey,
get
that's
her to
that's
say
a good
who
trick.
she is.
That's a good
Yeah,
trick.
yeah.
If you ever don't remember somebody's name that you meet and you're
Bro.
with a friend, you go, you introduce them,
That's,
and then
that's how you
the-
know
Uh-huh.
a strong relationship. If you can
If-
go, like, you know, you see this person, there's like, oh, hey, Trae, what's going on? You're
You
like,
go,
hey,
"Hey,
what
man."
up, buddy? And then, you know, baby girl is just like, hey, my name is. And then he's like, oh, my name is. Like, oh, yeah, I remember you. You know, and so, I mean, it was just a.
Thanks for the assist.
A really, right?
was nice.
Absolutely.
It
That's
was
my
nice.
dog. That's my
That's
dog.
that's some
You know?
teamwork right there.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was really, really funny because, like, all through the movie,
Yeah.
you have little tidbits where, like, when not Kate, not I want to call her.
Not Kathy Bates.
Not Kathy Bates. When she's talking to Kate Hudson and she's like, "I bet you're all marked up, aren't you?"
Oh,
yeah.
You know, I bet you're all
She's
marked
trying
up.
to
I bet
fi-
you got
yeah.
you got writing on you.
Again,
like,
she's
nowhere you can
trying to
see.
buy that dress.
She's
man.
trying to buy that
Yeah.
dress, and even at the end of it, you know, when she's talking to Papa Justify, and she's like, you know, they're sitting there like, okay, well, we just won, and
Yeah.
she's like, well, you know, I told you, like, this time I wanted a black one,
Yeah.
and he's like, you know, the black ones never stay. and I
they immediately
died.
they get in there and they're like, "Fuck this house."
shit. Like
Fuck
her roommate was telling her.
Yeah,
She's like, "Get the
fuck
fuck
this
out of there!
place.
You're
What is
crazy, man! Like, no, don't do that shit."
She
She's
wouldn't
like,
even
"You can
go in the
to
Hooters
laundromat."
store, dude.
She wouldn't
She
go.
wouldn't-
She was like, "Oh, you want to go? Well, okay."
Well,
She's like,
because
"You
she
come with me, right?"
understood
Like,
not to
nope.
fuck with that
you know,
shit.
She's like, "I don't believe it, but I also don't want to fuck with
That's
it."
right.
You know,
I'm not playing. I'm not
That's
playing
where
around.
Kate Hudson went
right?
wrong.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she
you know,
started
That's-
playing with
yeah,
the shit.
dude.
You know, and so that's why I say like,
Yeah,
you know,
but at the end, that right there, when she's like, "All right, well, the Miss Devereaux needs somebody to go to the hospital with her. Do you mind going?" Tells her friend to go, and then on the way out, the lawyer is like, "Man, they sure did love that girl.
Oh,
they
they
sure did
left
love her.
all
They left the whole
the
house
whole
to
house
her."
to her.
And then it
Yeah.
just there's the end.
and
right
then you
there.
got the
Ah.
end with the Mr. and Mrs. Devereaux, the bodies of them
And on
looking at one another
on the ambulance,
On
and,
the
and they're both
landing
was
just
just
completely like
happened.
shells.
Oh
yeah,
God, man,
Man.
it was so chilling.
trapped.
Dude, I almost walked out of that movie in theaters. I almost walked out in the middle of it because I'm like, this is trash.
This ain't
Yeah.
going
Are you
nowhere.
serious?
It's,
For real? Like, I
yeah.
can't believe
It
we're wasting
does
time
play
doing this.
like
Yeah.
a pretty generic, early 2000s horror movie.
It does.
It really does play like that. And like I said, there's a million of those, and
Yeah.
most of them aren't all that good.
But this
Right.
one's pretty
This
good.
one's solid,
It's pretty
man.
fucking good, and it
Ugh.
subverts those expectations. So
It does.
yeah.
It does. I remember reading one article on the movie. I was just kind of glancing at stuff online as I was watching, and I don't know why I didn't put this together when I was reading it, because I was reading it while I was watching the movie.
Oh, okay.
And it compared it to Get Out.
I was
in
going to say
some
that.
way.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
it has
totally.
some,
I can
has
totally
some
see
things.
it. Well,
I could
degree-
see him
it's-
having a throwback towards
It's not. I
the
don't
skeleton
think
key
there's
is
He's
really
totally
what it
seen
is.
this movie.
Yeah,
You know, yeah,
absolutely.
So doppelganger thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, and that's really where the similarities kind of.
But I wonder,
Right.
is
You
this
know?
is this because of an actual practice in hoodoo that we just don't know about? That's actually like
Well, I mean, they've always. This has been one of the immortality. Okay, that's really
Right.
the name of the game.
Right.
Which we've always been fascinated with. But I remember this episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark back in the day. You remember that show?
Yeah,
The
yeah, totally.
The Nickelodeon horror
Yeah.
show. But there was one where this family, they were on vacation, whatever. They go to this hotel. And there were mirrors everywhere, all over the place, and there was this beautiful woman that ran the hotel herself. As the little girl, of course, there's always a child protagonist. That's
Oh,
what we
yeah,
got.
absolutely.
So it's this little black girl. She's
They
running
always
around doing her
both
shit.
stand into the fire.
Always. Oh yeah, dude. The what do they call them? Is it the Nighttime Society? They call
remember.
anyway,
Yeah, I think
whatever.
it's the nighttime.
It's something like that. Anyway, she's running around just enjoying her life, but her parents are just getting more and more tired every day. Like they don't want to do
Right,
anything. They don't want to go
absolutely,
out on
yeah.
the lake. They don't want to do anything. Next thing you know, they start going gray. And next thing you know, they become bedridden. And she's like, okay, what the fuck is happening? And it turned out that the one who actually ran the hotel, was stealing people's energy through the mirrors. So she was using people's life force to sustain her own.
Oh,
So I think that all of this really goes all the way back to him Jordan Peele probably seeing that as a kid, just same
Oh, yeah,
way.
absolutely,
And just
yeah.
being like,
that
that's
affected
creepy
me.
as yeah,
Yeah,
right?
for
Because
real.
he was a little horror kid.
Absolutely,
You know it, man.
absolutely. But
Yeah.
like monsters, that's
Yeah.
kind of scary. Whatever, psychological trauma,
That's
and
right.
people like
Uh-huh.
that was one of the scariest things about Get Out, just being suppressed within yourself.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, and then after that, Us with the doppelgangers, kind of covered that same thing of someone
Yeah.
stealing your you.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
what
Well,
happens when you
man,
lose you?
Yeah, the most precious thing of all.
Right.
Your identity.
Especially when you're
Yeah.
aware of it.
Oh,
That's what's more terrifying,
conscious,
right?
conscious, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Right.
That the complete lack of control over the situation, I
Yeah.
think, is the most unnerving.
That's
thing.
horrifying. That's worse for me. One of the scariest tropes you can use in a theater in a movie is the thought of frontal orbital lobotomy.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
terrifying to me,
Oh,
right?
easily,
And the
yeah.
only way to make that worse is to make because the unknown is are you aware of the fact that you can't function?
Right.
Are you still actually in there? But of course we can't prove that or deny it. We don't know that, so that makes it
Right.
terrifying.
Yeah.
But
Where
now it's
does
like here's
consciousness
somebody
reside, right?
Right. But here's somebody who just wants to wear your skin,
Yeah.
right?
I'm just
And
gonna take that.
I'm just gonna take
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Mine now.
Mine
you
now.
know.
Yeah.
And
Man,
that's-
what's the
this
name
is
of
you.
that movie? It's that Scarlett Johansson movie where she's
All about it
the
already.
alien that
What are you talking about?
fucking eats people's
Oh, I was
What?
and turns them into skin bags floating in an endless abyss.
This sounds
Who?
fantastic.
Dude, I don't remember what it's called. Let me just look this shit up.
You say
Let me look
Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson is this alien.
What?
Let me see. Yeah.
Species? Not species.
It's not species.
No, not at all. Not at all. This is a weird one.
No, it'd have to
let me
be a
see.
lot later than any of the species.
Yeah, well, I
They
just
ended
don't.
real early.
Right, but I just don't think of ScarJo.
Yeah, same here. I was about to say Lucy, but
It's called Under the
No, that's
Skin.
not-
That's not what
Hey.
that is. That's
Under the Skin?
It's
that's
called- it's
Scarlett Johansson becomes a computer.
Yeah, no,
right,
no.
right.
This is called Under the Skin. You guys should check.
I have not seen this.
Okay, so that might need to be
okay.
A
one of the
different
next
one.
movies we
Yeah.
do.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. Game on.
And I think we're at about 2 hours here, so
Are we? Jesus.
y'all got anything to say to close this one out? Skeleton
good
Key's
movie.
awesome. Go
Watch
check
that-
it out.
watch the
Go
movie.
check it out.
Watch the movie.
Watch the movie.
Hopefully we didn't spoil it too much, and hopefully you don't care about that.
Yeah, hopefully you'll watch it anyway.
Hopefully you'll watch it anyway, because it's totally worth it.
It is. It's a good time.
Thanks everybody for chatting.
Thank you
you
for
so
joining
much.
us. Yes.
Yeah,
Y'all can
absolutely.
find us-
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You can find us on YouTube, obviously Twitch, and Anchor, Spotify, all those places. Everywhere else you like to, I think Google Podcast. I'm sure.
Right. And we've got links for our stuff.
We got links for our stuff.
Absolutely. Please follow here. Please subscribe to our channels as well.
We can watch our individual Twitch channels. We stream throughout the week. Are you guys planning on streaming anything in particular here soon within the next week?
This is 4th of July weekend. I don't want to make any promises tomorrow. I might have some tunes going live. I don't really know.
Yeah. I don't have anything planned yet either.
Nothing necessarily
Possibly.
planned.
Watch out.
If you go to our
I'm gonna be
individual
rocking-
channels and slap a follow, then
Yeah,
hit
absolutely.
that bell
And
icon
you'll
real
figure it
quick.
out. I'm gonna be rocking on Magical Drops too.
Magical
'Cause
Drop
that
too.
shit came out. Yeah, because that shit came out on NSO, and I love it.
Yeah.
So come watch me play a
I'll be
fun
watching
puzzle
that.
game.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm
Come
in.
watch me be really bad at a puzzle game.
Thanks, Lime. Please come back.
Yes, thank you guys for
Always a
joining us
pleasure.
in the chat.
Bye, Moth and Wolf.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Love to you.